The following is a presentation of Radio Plus Video Sports.
For the Cardinals, Connor Klaprick on 3rd down and 2 from the 7. Design QB keeper, Klaprick into the end zone. Touchdown, Fond du Lac.
Radio Plus Sports, a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association first place winner for best digital production in the state.
Defensive pressure here. He brings a man in motion. It's a QB keeper. He gets by 2 defenders. He's to the midfield, and he is off to the races. 20, 10, touchdown Ledgers. Wow, can Bauer go?
In-depth interviews with coaches and players, sideline reports, in-depth analysis, and top-notch production.
Scored midway through the second quarter. Schraffenauge gets the handoff, 25-20 to the 15, weaving to the 10-5, touchdown.
Wow.
Radio Plus Sports, a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association multi-year first place winner for best play-by-play in the state.
8-yard line, angling to the 10 to the 20-yard line, 30-yard line, up to 40, up to midfield, down to the 40, 30, 20, Mullins, 10, 5, touchdown.
Thanks to our Radio Plus Video Sports sponsors.
Edward Jones Fond du Lac Advisors, Musa Sheet Metal, Quest Interiors, Sargento Cheese.
American Family Insurance Agent Brad Tagliapietra, Bauer Chiropractic, BCI Burke, Bob's Pizza.
Bristol Morgan Bank, Addison Jones Real Estate, Cole Oil and Propane, Dufresne Moving and Storage.
Roush Insurance, Smith Builders, Marco Tax Service, AirTech Heating and Cooling.
Anders Auto Parts, Taco Bell, Fox Valley Savings Bank, Holiday Automotive.
Dynamic Chiropractic, Radom Stone and Landscape, Everson Law Office, Hopper's Screen Printing and Custom Embroidery.
Winnebago Lutheran Academy, Integrity Saw and Tool, Fondy Family Dental, Into the Woods Wellness.
St. Mary Springs Academy, Lens Truck Center, Fond du Lac Credit Union, Marion University.
Right Way Home Improvement, New Medical Center, Scotty's Auto Works.
National Exchange Bank and Trust, Pizza Ranch, Silica for your home, Pino Construction.
Real estate agent Brock Fleischer. Back in action.
Camera Casino.
Let's go live to the Radio Plus Sports broadcast booth.
Good Friday evening to you. It is a beautiful Friday evening here at Fruth Field, and it's Springs and Laconia. We'll call it the Highway 23 rivalry here between the Spartans and the Ledgers. Ledgers off to a 3-0 start. I'll tell you what, Laconia looked good through 2 weeks. Some people question the schedule. They run into a really good Lamira team. In the first week, they come into this game 2-1. Kind of the 4 teams that a lot of people expected to be the top teams in the flyway are all 1-0 after a week. Campbellsport, Lamira, Mayville, and these St. Mary's Springs Academy Ledgers. And then that next couple of teams, WLA, Lamira, that bottom half of the conference is going to be fascinating to see how that shakes out. And Laconia, if you'll hear this coming up in Coach Hyland's interview, you got to give the Spartans some respect here this evening. Jordan King along with Brad Lenz this evening on the call. Brad, you've gotten to see this Ledgers team a couple of times already this season. It's an outfit that, look, I know Coach can be a little bullish sometimes with how the team is, but he said surprised them so far with how Ben Anderson steps into that new role. A lot of new guys and new places, and so far so good.
You got to remember, Ben Anderson's first start was just 3 weeks ago, and he's been flawless. Everyone is just astonished with how well he's played. Everyone knew he was a great athlete, great basketball player, great baseball player, and we knew what he did on the defensive side last year, but taking over the helmet quarterback, a big role here at the Ledger offense, and he's been just lights out.
He's the best passer in the conference in yardage, in completion percentage, and he's thrown the most touchdown passes with 4. He's got 8 total touchdowns, all considered. Everything you want. He's checked off all the boxes so far, Brad.
And he's not making any mental mistakes. No interceptions, no fumbles. He's playing flawless football. If he plays well tonight, Laconia will have a tough hill to climb.
Yeah, coming into this game, it just seems like Laconia's got to win the turnover battle. They got to be able to run the football. But the first thing that jumps out at me, having watched a couple of Laconia games so far this season, Brad, is they got a good defense, and it's all predicated on stopping the run. Can they do it against this Ledgers team? That's going to be the question here tonight.
On paper, Laconia looks like a very competitive team in the flyway. They have 17 seniors. When you have 17 seniors in the flyway, you should have a very, very good team. They have lots of talent. They probably have the best running back in the conference. Number 3, Jack Renz. Write that down. You're going to say his name about 100 times tonight, Jordan.
Yeah, averages 109 yards per game so far this season. Other than one play where he got just absolutely popped in the Marquezan game. He fumbled there. Otherwise, this is a guy that holds on to the football, as you mentioned, a dynamic player, and he gets to run behind Colton Hagner, number 30, who is just a road grader of a fullback. So it's a fun running game to watch. The question is, can they be multiple? Can they get the passing game going? Since week 1, Drake Nitz on the season has 167 yards passing. 108 was from week 1 against that Ripon team that's really struggling so far this season. So can they get that passing game going and kind of be a threat in the air will be the question. This is the Integrity Saw Tool pregame show. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back and continue on here on Radio Plus Sports. It's Flyway football, the Ledgers and the Spartans hooking it up here in week 2 of conference play. Back with more Integrity Saw Tool pregame show right after this. Stay with us.
Dr. Shane Bauer of Bauer Chiropractic for progressive and traditional chiropractic care. If you're in pain, Bauer Chiropractic offers unique ways to provide relief for many types of pain and conditions. New to this area is MLS Class 4 cold laser therapy, which can be very effective with treating many nagging injuries such as plantar fasciitis, tennis elbow, shoulder pain, knee pain, and many others. Pain relief and prevention are 2 reasons to see Dr. Shane Bauer at 355 North Peters Avenue, Fond du Lac, or log on BauerChiroFDL.com.
At Silica, we've built a reputation for selling the best appliances and servicing everything we sell. Standing by our customers is what makes us grow, and with 3 locations, our service area covers a huge part of the state. That's why when you see our thousands of online reviews, these are the words you most commonly see. Great service after the sale. That keeps us moving ahead for over 100 years. You won't get that with the big box stores. See for yourself why your neighbors say it's Silica for your home.
Marco, the name our area trusts for all things related to your tax return. For over 60 years, our community has trusted the Marco Tax Service at 43 East 3rd Street, Fond du Lac.
The Taco Bell Cantina Chicken Menu. Let's get into it. When we hit on the flavor for this slow-roasted chicken, we were like, that's it, let's go. The burrito. See that purple cabbage? And here comes the pico. The quesadilla is like chicken, cheese, cheese, cheese. And the crispy taco? It's all about the avocado verde salsa. We love this menu so much, we made it permanent. The new Cantina Chicken Menu. Not just for late night, and not for a limited time. Only at Taco Bell.
The time is now to get more truck or SUV for your buck and score enticing offers during Wisconsin's best 2024 clear-out sale, like thousands below MSRP on Ford F-150, or lock in 0.9% 5-year financing on top of our low simplified price on many Ford favorites.
Humble, friendly, and amazingly helpful. That's Holiday's culture.
Come take a test drive, find yours, and drive it home today from Holiday Ford, Fond du Lac.
It's worth the trip.
We're back here at Fruth Field, Springs and Laconia, getting ready to hook it up here tonight in flyway action. Laconia 0-1, lost 28-7 against Lemira, but you'll hear, like I said, we'll talk to Coach coming up, Coach Highland coming up here, and he mentioned, couple of bad snaps on special teams kind of cost Laconia. That was a much more competitive game than 28-7. The scoreboard always lies, right? Or usually lies. Several games it did not lie last week in the flyway, but it did in that one, and gave Lemira some good field position. If Laconia, they're going to have to play pretty much flawless here tonight as well. Can't have special teams errors, Brad. You can't turn the ball over. Got to win all of these small little battles on the field if you're going to take down Springs.
I feel like you're explaining the Saturday 11 o'clock game tomorrow, and you're explaining the Badgers' chances against Alabama. The Badgers got to play flawless, right?
Yeah.
Laconia's got to play flawless. The Ledgers have a little bit more talent, a little bit more weapons on offense and on defense. But again, Laconia's got some players, and this is definitely going to be a dogfight. It always is a big game. Laconia always plays well against St. Mary Springs. They are going to bring their A game. It's going to be a tough battle.
All right, broken record time. I'm going to say it again. Listen for that in Coach Highland's interview. He says the exact same thing. It's something about it. Laconia always plays well against the Ledgers, and they'll give them their best shot. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back. And Nick, earlier this week, caught up with Coach Highland. That's next on the Integrity Saw Tool pregame show. Stay with us.
For over 120 years, Bristol Morgan Bank has served central Wisconsin communities. We're still here, not just as your financial partner, but as a community partner. Communities change over time. They grow, your business grows, your family priorities change. This is why, over the years, we've adapted to the needs of our customers, offering digital tools for convenience, scheduling in-person appointments where and when it works for you, designing products to impact your financial future, because that's what community banks do.
If you're considering building a home, it's important to sit down and have a conversation with your realtor, your financial advisor, or your builder. Signature Homes has client appointments throughout the course of the week that specifically just discuss, is it right for you? Does it make sense? Is this the right timing? Can we be the right builder? Can we provide the right product? We really don't have a limitation to what we build or who we build for. It really comes down to what you need and if we're a fit. And we're certainly going to do everything we can to bring your signature home to life.
Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show continues. Radio Plus Video Sports. Time for the Fondi Family Dental Coaches Smile segment. We get an opportunity to chat with area coaches. Fondi Family Dental, seeing all ages in a happy, honest, and relaxed setting during your appointment, before, and, of course, after. Bob Highland for Springs with us on the phone line. Thanks for joining us, Coach. How are you?
Pretty good. Nice day today.
You bet. So give us your thoughts and your reaction on the first 3 games for the Ledgers. Playing well, Coach.
We are. It's a surprise to me that the team has gelled as well. We had to replace a few kids in the offensive line, and having a new quarterback in there. We got off to a great start against Lake Country Lutheran, and then the game at Edgewood really set the tempo, hopefully for the rest of the year, because we beat a very good football team there. And our kids grew up a little bit, so we had a little bit of adversity in that, but took it to them. And then last week at Omro, we were a superior physical team than they were, but there again, we didn't make the mistakes. So that was one of the key things for that one, and it came out, got to play everybody, and really came out of there with out any injuries or anything like that.
Coach, a nice balance of the pass and the run, and you have Ben Anderson that can do both at the quarterback role.
Yeah, that's how I said. He's the surprise. He's one of the kids that we weren't sure how he was going to handle that situation. He's a very good athlete, and his passing ability has improved immensely from a year ago. And even from the beginning of the year, where he had a hard time setting his feet or going to a secondary receiver. He wouldn't reset. And so consequently, he's been able to do that. He's got the quickness, so he gets out of the pocket if he gets in danger, and he has a good feeling for where the pressure is coming from. So when you've got a quarterback that, like you say, can run and throw the ball, we're in pretty good shape that way. The thing that's been really pleased is the offensive and defensive line. They have been coming off the ball and doing a very good job. We knew what we had at linebacker and Shoops and Amal. Those two were veterans. They just are good football players. And to have those kids in front that are keeping the offensive linemen off our linebackers is extremely important.
Talk about the defense here a little bit. To limit teams, 12 points, 10 points. I don't care who you're playing, 6 points. It's pretty impressive, defensively too.
Well, that's the architect of that is Zach Wilderman and Joe Kemp. Those two guys try to figure out exactly what the opponent is doing and taking away their best plays and moving our kids around, getting them in position. And like I told Zach last week, I think it was, that I am amazed at the talk and that they get the kids to do out on the field. And even though we don't have the greatest of kids athletes, they work with them so well that they don't make the mistakes that glaring mistakes, and that's why opponents haven't been able to score a lot of points on us. Edgewood got 2 in the fourth quarter. We were getting tired, and they're a good football team, but they like to be very stingy. The one thing they emphasize is no big plays, play for another down, and see what we can do. So they're the ones that do all of that work.
Talking with Bob Hyland for Springs. You have Laconia coming up on Friday night, Coach. What do you see from Laconia that you'd like to talk about?
Well, of course, they always have very good athletes. It's just a matter of them putting it together and getting the pieces in the puzzle right. They're 2-1 coming in after getting beat pretty good by Lemira team, but it was closer than the score. They had 2 bad snaps on punts that gave Lemira 2 touchdowns. So as you can see, it could have been a lot closer game. A dangerous football team. They've got a big fullback that leads the plays, excellent blocker, good athletes in that. It's just a matter that we got to play our game and get after them. But Laconia, they seem to always get up for St. Mary Springs, and it's always a real tough game with them.
Coach, best of luck coming up on Friday night. We look forward to having the game for you, and we'll chat down the line. Thank you.
Real good. Thanks, Nick.
Bob Hyland for Springs, back with more coming up, part of the Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show. That's been our Fondy Family Dental Coaches Smile segment for today.
There you go. That was Coach Hyland, and Brad, he talked about you pick out the names that you want to you can talk about there, but Tate Schufs and Noah Mowell defensively last year was kind of Mowell and Gertig who filled things up on the tackle side. Tate Schufs has kind of stepped right into that. I don't want to, he's not the same player as Brendan Gertig. No one really can be. He was just a tremendous tackler, but production-wise, he's not too far off.
Well, Gertig was the player of the defense. He was the defensive player of the year in the conference last year, and I'm going to tell you right now, Schufs could do that again. We could have a Ledger back-to-back defensive player of the year. Schufs is what they call the blaster leader. He was the blaster leader the last 2 weeks. Basically, those are the decals that go on the helmets, and you get points for tackles, interceptions, fumble recoveries, forced fumbles, all those things. Tate Schufs back-to-back blaster leader for Ledgers. He's playing amazing defense right now.
Yeah, he's a tremendous linebacker, and as is Mowell. And again, there's more than just that, but those are the two that kind of jump off the page for the Ledgers. We're going to take another minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll hear from Coach Joe Ledley about his team and the Laconia Spartans. They got some good defenders as well. We'll talk a little bit about them after we hear from Coach right after this. Stay with us. Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show continues.
Dedication, training, giving 100%. Back in Action proudly supports high school athletes on and off the field. From physical and occupational therapy to pre- and post-orthopedic surgery to work-related and sports injuries, the staff at Back in Action is trained and dedicated to your treatment, recovery, and return to the lifestyle you're looking for. With locations in Fond du Lac, Kewaskum, Mayville, and New Holstein, Back in Action has a one-on-one approach that's second to none. Learn more at backinactionrehab.com.
Are you or a loved one living with the discomfort and hopelessness of peripheral neuropathy? The tingling, the numbness, the life-altering pain? Are you tired of taking medications that only mask the symptoms or don't work at all? You don't have to live like that anymore. Introducing New Medical Center, your beacon of hope in the fight against peripheral neuropathy. Our team of dedicated specialists uses the latest advancement in medical technology to help you regain control of your life. Our personalized treatment plans are designed to reduce your pain, improve your balance, and restore your quality of life, all while targeting the cause of your neuropathy. Visit us on the web at newmedicalctr.com.
The Integrity Saw and Tool preview show continues. Our pregame show continues. Radio Plus Video Sports. Joe Ledley, the head coach of the Laconia Spartans, with me here, Coach. Thanks for the time. How are you today?
Good, Nick. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm good. Hopefully you're doing just as well.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you. Nice day, nice week here weather-wise. Good to get outside, of course, and practice in the sunshine. And how are the boys feeling first 3 games of the season?
We're still trying to find our way, I think, to be honest with you. The guys the effort is unbelievable. The kids have been playing very hard. So that's good. We're buying into stuff, trying to get our schemes all ironed out and all those kind of things. And you would think we'd have it all done by now, but you just don't. You just kind of keep working on stuff, keep trying to get better every day, every week. that's our goal.
2-1 the first 3 games of the season. Coach, opened up a flyaway conference with an unfortunate loss against Lemira. Talk about that game for us.
Yeah, it was Lemira. We knew going in they were a good football team. They've got some really good players, both offensively and defensively. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot early. 2 of our first punts, the snap was over our punter's head. The first one, the punter was able to dance around a little bit and got a punt off, but second punt snap was good. The third one went over his head, and Lemira recovered inside our 10, so that gave them their first touchdown. We were down 14-7 at half. Good half. I don't know if our kids quite believed that we could play with them, but I think that showed that we did. And then the Yankee kid got free on a pass and probably broke it about 50, 60 yards. And then they scored off of that. We scored on a Jack run. It was about 75 yards. So it was kind of again, they're a good team. And we made some mistakes. We threw a couple of interceptions. One was on a poor route run by the receiver. The other one was on a late throw by the quarterback. So if you kind of eliminate some of our mistakes, we're probably in the game a little bit more than what we were, that's for sure.
Score didn't indicate how close it was if you subtract some of those mistakes. Would that probably be accurate in saying that, right?
Yeah, I would say so. And then our field goal kicker, Ethan Van Beek, actually hit a 51-yard field goal, which was good. But unfortunately, just as the snap was being snapped, we had a delay of game, so that one was erased. But the hold was good, the kick was good, the protection was good, and it was a legit 51-yard field goal. So We're proud about that. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up anywhere. But at least it was good for him.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so, Coach, what are the main concerns against Springs coming up on Friday night?
Well, they're just a really good football team, as they always are. Bob Highland does a great job of coaching him and his staff, and they're ranked number 3 in the state. They're 3-0. They're averaging 39 points a game. So, what they have is good. This Noah Mall is their leader, a 6'3", 220-pound kid. He's their leading receiver. Ben Anderson, their quarterback, is leading the team in both rushing and passing. So, they've got some good people in good places, good schemes, and they do a nice job. So we have to be really error-free and just battle them. I know our kids will show up. I know they'll battle. I know the effort's there. We've got to eliminate some of these mistakes where we're shooting ourselves in the foot, quite frankly, and able to us to stay in the game, play with them, and make it into the fourth quarter.
Coach, any injuries for Laconia coming into the Springs game on Friday night?
I think we'll be okay. We got a couple kids dinged up and banged up, which you expect after a hard-hitting game like we had against Lemira. But I think by Friday they'll all be good to go.
Joe Ledley, head coach of the Laconia Spartans. Coach, thanks for the time here, and we'll talk to you down the line. Thank you again.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Back here at Fruth Field, the Spartans and the Ledgers. You just heard from Coach Ledley, and I'll tell you what. I know it's not what the kids, it's not what everyone gets excited about at home when you talk about the kicking game. But Ethan Van Beek, first team all conference kicker last year, 51-yarder that was ruled out because of a delay of game. I try not to emphasize anything or gush too much, but I've seen some videos circling around on social media, 58 yarders that have gone through from Ethan Van Beek. If they can figure out the snapping and the holding situation, it's been a problem all year for Laconia. But in a tight game, they got a real weapon in Ethan Van Beek. We talked about Jack Renz a little bit already, Brad, but 109 yards per game. He's got the ability to take it to the house anytime he touches the football.
He's fast. He's strong. He likes to hit. He also can pass catch. He's got lots of receptions this year. He sometimes even takes the direct snap from the center where number 10, their quarterback, is sitting next to him, and it's a lead option, but trust me, he's not pitching the ball. Renz is keeping the ball. He's not even looking to pitch.
No doubt about it. Other names for Laconia, Drake Nitz is the quarterback, 8 for 20 on the season, 167 yards, 3 touchdowns. Nick Blank, his top receiver, 4 receptions for 139 yards and all 3 of the touchdowns. So if it's going in the air, if it's not a check down to Renz or Hagner, it's probably going up to their talented receiver, Nick Blank. All right, let's take another timeout. Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show. This is your Lens Truck Center Play of the Week. Each week, Radio Plus will feature...
Each and every week, Lens Truck Center of Honda. Each and every week, Len's Truck Center of Fond du Lac sponsors our Play of the Week. And this week's Springs Play of the Week comes in Omro.
They will line up with 2 up top. Highland down low at the numbers. There's Stonemacher next to Anderson. Anderson going to keep. He's got lead blockers in front of him. Working with the green, hurdling more. Around, still going to the end zone. And Anderson, I mean, aside from that hurdle, nearly untouched to get in there, Brad.
Amazing. What a great run by Ben Anderson, the senior captain. I think he hurdled a guy, juked out 2 other guys. What a great run. That might be one of the best runs of the whole season. We got to write that down for possibly Len's Truck Center Play of the Game.
Absolutely. Definitely the best run of the night and definitely a contender for Len's Truck Center Play of the Game.
The Ledgers of St. Mary Springs Academy went on to knock over the Foxes of Omro 55-6 in the Wisconsin Flyweight Conference opener.
If you want a truck or an SUV, go to Len till you like what you see. Hundreds of trucks all on one lot. If you want a truck, it's what we've got. Len's Truck, Len's Truck. We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
We got the trucks.
The Roush Insurance Agency, and proud to sponsor our local athletes doing what they love. Do you have people in your life that you love? Your loved ones count on you. Hi, this is Tony Walters, agent with the Roush Insurance Agency. Let us at the Roush Insurance Agency give you a free, no-obligation life insurance quote so you're safe and secure for when the unexpected happens. To find out more about your free, no-obligation quote, give us a call today. The Roush Insurance Agency, properly insuring you for your future. Good luck, area athletes, on your quest to a state title.
Back here at Fruth Field, Jordan King, Brad Lenz with you here. Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show rolls on. There you were there on hand for that Ben Anderson run. That was the Lenz Truck Center Play of the Week, Brad. That was an impressive, good balance, good balance through the contact and good vision and just an athlete.
Absolutely. He's an athlete playing quarterback, but like Highland said in the pregame show there, he's throwing excellent, which is, not always easy to do. He hadn't played quarterback since sophomore year, JV level. He sat out all junior year behind Bauer last year, and they really didn't know what they had, but now we certainly know what we got. He's playing lights-out quarterback.
Yeah, I really enjoyed talking to Ben before the season started, and he kind of mentioned both quarterbacks that he got to sit behind. He said he learned more of the analyzing the game, reading the game a couple of years ago, and then obviously Max was the athlete that kind of ran, that dual threat quarterback that kind of Ben is maybe a little more, looks a little bit more like. So, good for Anderson. Good start to the season.
Almost Jordan Love-esque, right?
Hey.
I mean, he got to sit behind Cullen King as a sophomore when Cullen was a senior. Yep. Cullen's an excellent thrower. Throws, out a 15-yard out like it's chewing gum.
Yeah.
And then he was able to watch Bauer run the option, so he kind of combined both of those games, and we're seeing a tremendous athlete playing quarterback tonight.
Turn your vision into reality. Our keys to the game brought to you by Pinot Construction and Pinot Buildings. Brad, your keys for both of these teams. Let's start with Laconia.
Well, control the line of scrimmage. That is going to be the number one thing. In football, any other position, quarterback, receiver, running back, they depend on the linemen to make their jobs good. The linemen don't depend on them. The linemen don't depend on the quarterback or the receiver. The linemen only have to take care of themselves. So the offensive line for Laconia is going to have to push that defensive line for Ledgers back and get the offensive attack towards Ledgers, because if the Ledgers get penetration, it's going to be a long night for Laconia's running game.
Number 51, a junior lineman, Owen Leonard, a name to watch for the Laconia Spartans in the trenches. How about for Springs?
Well, where do you start? They got a lot of great athletes. They got the big guys up front, but again, like Highland said, Maul and Schoofs in the middle really are the bread and butter of that defense. And Schoofs is playing even better than Maul right now. He's getting so many tackles. You after the game, you seem to remember Maul's hits, because when Maul hits you, there's gaps in the crowd.
Yeah.
Schoofs isn't one of those. He's going to light you out, but he just gets in every tackle. He's very shifty. He finds a way to elude those offensive blockers, get around that fullback, and he's just making tons of tackles.
when Noah Mowell hits you, athletic trainer Tyler Schwartz got to be on. He's got to be on his toes, right?
And there's usually a mother. There's a mother in the visiting section
Yeah.
gasping if her son is going to be okay, because Mowell hits you, and he can really put the load on you.
Speaking of our injury report, Bauer Chiropractic injury report. Got pain? See Shane, Dr. Shane Bauer, and the fine folks over there.
We teed that up for Bauer Chiropractic. Perfect.
How about that? As you heard from Coach Ledley, some bumps and bruises, but at this point in the season, you hope you're largely healthy. It's the same thing for Springs, Brad, right?
Well, not totally. Springs has got a lot of guys out tonight. In the beginning of the season, Armani Fisher, we knew he wasn't going to go all year. We also knew Van der Sanden was not going to go. But we have Van Horn. Casey Van Horn is not playing tonight. Lucas Babler, who was the starting kicker for extra points and field goals, he missed last week against Amro. He slightly pulled his quad, his kicking leg quad. He didn't play against Amro Friday. He didn't play in the JV game Monday. He didn't practice Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Here he is suited up tonight. I don't see him getting a lot of action tonight, but there's something to watch because we got Bentley Coots probably going to do all the kicking tonight. Nothing wrong with giving Babler another week of rest.
Let's quickly, that's your Bauer Chiropractic injury report. Sargento Cheese presents our starting lineups. Start your new career at careers.sargento.com. We'll quickly go through. Laconia wanted to be announced as a team, so we'll announce them as a team. For Coach Highland and his crew, offensive starters. Number 2 is Noah Mowell, leads the team in receiving, one of the top receivers in the conference, actually. Ben Anderson, we told you about him, top quarterback in the conference. Brody Highland caught a few passes so far this season, as has Ben Baker. Their threats on the outside. Khalil Rayback is another name to watch out for when Ben Anderson puts the ball in the air. Will Stellmacher carries the load in the rushing attack along with Anderson. And then in the trenches, 52 is Jackson Peltz. 55, Ephraim O'Brien. Number 60 is Cannon Cluck. Caden Pitts, first-team all-conference returner. Number 65 and 77 is Beckett Longley. Those the starters, presented by Sargento Cheese. Let's take a timeout as they introduce the starters and have the anthem here at Fruth Fields. Stay with us.
Sargento has definitely given me some opportunities. I am able to live in a beautiful place like this, able to pursue all my passions and hobbies. They want us to have a good quality of life.
Anders Auto Parts, your locally owned bumper-to-bumper auto parts store serving the Fond du Lac area since 1956. Experienced and knowledgeable staff ready to serve you. Anders Auto Parts features PPG and Shopline auto paint along with PPG Versalon commercial paint. Quality name brand auto parts. Anders Auto Parts, your bumper-to-bumper auto parts store at 16 West Sibley Street, just off North Main Street, behind American Family Insurance.
You dream it, we'll fabricate it. At Quest Interiors, we fabricate one-of-a-kind countertops, with most installed by next week and completed in just one day. And because we fabricate our countertops in-house, you can buy direct and save money. Visit our showrooms today in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac to start your transformation. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Are you unsure of what career path you want to take? Musa Sheet Metal is looking for motivated individuals to join their highly regarded apprenticeship program. Throughout the program, you'll learn the skills to be able to run your own job site. A career at Musa Sheet Metal is a chance to join a driven team working together to design and build products to help build communities. Learn more at musasheetmetal.com. That's musasheetmetal.com.
Build products that build communities. Apply at musasheetmetal.com.
The Rademan family has been quarrying and producing natural stone products for over 50 years. Is your driveway in need of repair? Here at Rademans, our crushed stone division provides our customer with stone needed for maintaining your gravel driveway. Our quarry stone division provides landscape stones such as stepping stones and retaining wall stone for your outdoor living areas. We also offer natural thin and full veneer stone for interior applications such as fireplaces or outdoor applications to combine with or replace your siding or brick. Rademan Stone and Landscape Company, where we have the materials to do the best work on earth.
A personal experience with a custom feel. Each home Smith Builders builds is unique. Their design and selections perfectly crafted for you. To learn more, visit smithbuildersinc.com or stop by 227 Morris Court. Smith Builders of Fond du Lac. Traditional values, exceptional services. A proud sponsor of local high school sports.
There are the Laconia Spartans running out onto the field, introduced as a team, as I mentioned, and they're getting ready to introduce you to the spring starters that we told you about just previous to the break. This is the Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show, and we're going to wrap it up with our Right Way Home Improvement opening kickoff. From doors and gutters to roofs and siding, Right Way Home Improvement has you covered. Kick off your home project today. Contact Right Way Home Improvement for your free estimate. Call 920-929-8999. That's 920-929-8999. Or visit rightwaybuilt.com. Springs is going to have the ball. I didn't see who won the toss, but Springs is going to receive the ball and going to be going from the north to the south. That is left to right on your YouTube viewing screen. So, Brad, opportunity for Springs to possess the ball first, and an opportunity for them to just keep rolling what they've been doing, right?
They're not going to want to change anything, Jordan. They're going to want to keep doing what they've been doing. They're 3-0 for a reason. No mistake football, fundamentally sound. Watch for the Ledgers to mix it up. They'll have some runs and some passes early on, just like they did against Amro. Sometimes they were passing a lot on first down last week. We'll see what happens tonight.
Across the league this evening, Amro is at North Fond du Lac. I'll tell you what, that could be a North Fond du Lac win. That Amro team is a little young, and North Fondy's got some belief. I really enjoyed talking to Coach Ibarra at North Fond du Lac. Well, obviously, they're on Springs' upcoming schedule coming up next week. Laconia here at Springs. WLA is down at Lemira. WLA trying to avoid a 2-week disaster stretch. They got pounded by Mayville. Mayville tonight. This is the game of the night, perhaps, in the conference. Campbellsport at Mayville. Two teams that have designs of putting some pressure on the Ledgers and winning the Flyway Conference. Both teams are good enough to do it, in my opinion. There are 4 teams that are good enough to win the Flyway this year, which I think is what makes this such a fascinating season, Brad. And if you're Springs, you got to win games like this. You can't get bit by one of these teams that maybe isn't projected to be in that top 4.
To win a conference title in the Flyway in 2024, it's very similar to college football. If you make a mistake, even if it's in week 3 or week 6, you pretty much are kind of out of it. Maybe not now that the playoffs have expanded, but in years past. If you make a mistake, I mean, that game tonight, Mayville, Campbellsport, if you lose, you really got your back against the wall to beat conference champs.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There is so much talent in this conference and a lot of uncertainty with all of the turnover at the quarterback position. It's worked out for Springs. Lemira looks excellent. Ryan Clark is stellar for Mayville. It's a fun year in the conference. Here we go. Ethan Van Beek puts it into the air, and like so many, it's not going to be returned. It very rarely is for Van Beek. He pounds it through the end zone.
A rule to note in high school football, even if the Ledgers would have caught it in the end zone, one foot, one toe, it's an automatic touchback in high school football.
Yeah, the Marcus Ann kids didn't know that. It was kind of interesting. They were getting pounded pretty good by the Spartans a couple of weeks ago, and they just wanted to return a kick, Brad, and the referee's like, that's the rules. So.
The Ledgers offense look for a lot of motion, a lot of fake jet sweeps, a lot of stuff to confuse Laconia, but more importantly, they'll do a lot of motion to see if Laconia is in zone or man-to-man. If the Laconia defensive back goes with the motion, they're man-to-man. If no one goes, the Ledger offensive coordinators know they're in zone.
Ledgers in their sharp royal blue uniforms and the white helmets. It's all traditional.
Now that's all window dressing. Look for a handoff to Stelmacher.
Yeah, it did look like zone there, Brad, as well. Here is the hand to Stelmacher, straight up the gut. He picks up, we'll give him 2 there. It's 2nd and 8.
That's a win for the Laconia defense. To hold Stelmacher for 2, maybe 2.5 yards is a win for Laconia. Now we got 2nd and long. That's exactly what Laconia wants.
High school sports today on RadioPlusInfo.com, presented by these 4 Fond du Lac Edward Jones financial advisors, Matt Moses, Jeff Wills, Robert Bruce, and Patrick Ellisted. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. So Springs back to the line after a Stelmacher 2-yard run. 2 receivers to the top side and 1 to the near side. Shotgun snap, the fake, play action, Anderson rolling out. Looking downfield, now back across the middle and completes the pass. There is
Brody Highland.
Well done on the move as Highland
But Laconia's going to afford. Oh, they gave him a first down.
Yeah, just enough to pick up the first. Pickup of 9. They needed 8.
Great. They call it yak. Yards after catch. Brody Highland caught that ball, not for a first down, but he put his head down, ran over a guy, first down Ledgers.
Addison Jones Real Estate moves the chains for another Springs first down. Call Addison Jones, then call the movers.
Anderson has not ran yet. Look for an Anderson run here.
He catches the snap here, goes up the middle, Leans forward, reaches out, pickup of 9. Easy
Now,
as that.
That's a successful first down play for the Ledgers. 6-7 yards. Now they got second short. The playbook's wide open.
10 minutes and 47 seconds, just getting underway here. Fourth play from scrimmage up coming for the Ledgers. They've 20 yards or thereabouts on the first 2 carries.
The Ledgers now have 2 plays to get, 1.5 yards. Look for a pass here. Look for going something deep to try to get big yards because they know they can get it on third down.
Man goes in motion. That's Noah Mowell.
They call this trips left. Look for a flood pattern. All the guys going to the left side. There it is.
Shot play here, going downfield. Got a man. It's complete. This one's going to be Howes, 61 yards. It's Ben Anderson to Garver Buechel.
And Buechel is the lone man on the sideline here, and he's running a post route. He's got man-to-man. He's a super fast guy. That's why he's in the game. He runs a 4.5 He ran right by the defensive back. Ben Anderson put it right on the numbers.
Touchdown, Springs, 6-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. 61 yards to the house. Oh, that was pretty from Ben Anderson.
Well, it was almost like a free play for the Ledgers offense. They knew that if they didn't get it, they always could run the ball on third down to get the first down. Nothing hurt. They were going to go for a long pass. They did, and they perfected it. Here we go, extra point.
All told, 4 plays, 80 yards, easy as that, and that is not how the Spartans wanted to start this thing. An early deficit, kick up, kick good, 7-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Let's take a timeout. We're back with more after this. Early lead for Springs.
Joint or spine pain holding you back from the activities you love? Exhausted from relying on pain medications? Dreading the thought of steroid shots or invasive surgery? At New Medical Center, we believe in tapping into your body's own natural healing abilities. Our cutting-edge regenerative treatments use your body's own natural biologics to repair and restore damaged tissues. Visit us online at newmedicalctr.com. That's New Medical Center, 920-324-9899.
So 4 plays, 80 yards, and Springs early 7-0 leaders here against the Laconia Spartans.
We're going to have a little bit of a kicking battle here tonight, Jordan. We got Ethan Van Beek, arguably the best kicker in the conference until he's knocked off. He was first team all-conference last year.
Yeah.
Now Bentley Cooch, just a sophomore, he can definitely kick it in the end zone too. Let's see how far Bentley, number 61, can kick it.
Yeah, for my money, it's Ethan Van Beek, and I hope the coaches are smart about this because sometimes stats lie. Van Beek has missed 2 kicks this year where the ball has rolled back to the holder, and that's not really a missed kick. Here comes Jack Renz. Gets his hands on the football early, comes to the near side. They're going to get a flag there, and this one's going to come back. It'll be at the 20 after they march off the penalty. I think they're going to get a hold. Didn't look like a block in the back, but I guess we'll see what they call. Nice run by Renz. There was a seam there for him, but penalty marker is going to
They called a hold on
negate
Laconia.
that.
It was a hold on the Laconia player on number 15, Jack McGuire. He was coming down to bust up that blocking scheme that Laconia had, and he got held in the shoulder pads. Renz, great athlete, got a lot of speed. He decided to cut it outside to get extra yards, and it's all coming back, though.
So if they march that off from where the hanky was laying, it should go straight to the 20. There it is. So 20-yard line. Just as Springs did, that's where the Spartans will start with 10:06 to go in the first quarter. What you thinking about here, Brad? If you're the
if I'm
Spartans.
Laconia, I'm going to do what we do best. I'm going to have the quarterback under center. I'm going to have him do reverse pivot, which means he's open up left, hand off to the right, or open up right, hand off left. He's going to go to number 3, the Laconia star running back.
Renz in motion, going to try to get him on the move, pitch it outside, and bottled up beautifully there. Noah Mowell, first one to make the hit. And a big loss on the pitch to Jack Renz. They lose 3. It's second and 13.
That's a tough play to get positive yards against the Ledgers because the Ledgers outside linebackers are taught from 5th grade on, keep contained, nothing gets outside. Number 2, Noah Mall was right there. No one was getting outside of him. And now it's going to be 2nd and 15.
So an opportunity here for the Ledgers to start putting some pressure on Drake Nitz. And Renz now a little more traditional setup here. They got the offset eye. That's Hagner at fullback. The turn, going to throw it far side. Nice catch there by Nick Blank. Gets back the lost yardage. Just a pickup of 3, 3rd and 10.
And that's a positive play for Laconia. That gets the confidence going for number 10, Nitz. He's 1-for-1 passing, but now it's Ledgers got him 2nd and long.
So they're going to give him 4 there on the pickup as he fell forward.
Third and 9.
Excuse me, 3rd and 9. Nick Blank as I mentioned, the top receiver for Laconia. If it goes in the air, about 75% of the time this year, it's heading in the direction of Nick Blank. And we got a stoppage here. Referee's time, and they're going to send a Laconia player off to the sideline.
Looks like equipment malfunction. Not sure how 32 comes in the game. I'm not sure if Devin Robbins even knows the play, but
that's Cash Farrell, who was sent to the sideline, a incredibly talented kid. Here's the direct snap to Jack Renz, and he knifes forward and going to pick up about 7 on the play. It's going to be 4th and 2.
And Renz will do that. He'll come in basically as the quarterback, take the direct snap. A lot of times he'll do the option play, whereas number 10, Nitz, is the pitch man. But trust me, Renz isn't looking to pitch the ball. Nitz is bitched back there just for eye candy. Renz is going to be running that ball 100% of the time. You got a better chance getting kicked by a snake than getting that pitch. Renz is not getting rid of that ball.
So can Laconia fix the problems with the long snapping?
Ooh,
good
pressure.
One this time, and Van Beek gets it away, angling towards the far sideline. Not a terrible punt. It's going to be right around the 45. We'll see where they spot it, for the Ledgers, and it'll be the 47-yard line of Springs. They'll start their second possession here.
Great field position for the Ledgers.
Check it. The 48 is where they're going to set it down. And an opportunity here to keep on keeping on. It's been easy for this first game plus that first possession, Brad. Easy as you like last week against Amro, and it looked even easier perhaps against Laconia.
Well, Laconia got beat deep. Number 23, the defensive back, Parker Leper, just got beat by Beagle going deep.
Laper, one of their talented receivers, also defensive back. Here's the give to Stelmacher, straight up the gut, and he's going to pick up 3.
So far, they've kept the fullback Stelmacher in check here. He hasn't gained a lot of yards, but he's gained all positive yards. The Ledgers have had 0 negative plays, whereas Laconia has already had 1.
Now, Beagle comes on after catching that long touchdown pass, and Stelmacher off the field. We'll see if they go empty set or
if Beagle's in the game, look for a lot of times the Ledgers will put, the last 2 weeks they put him in motion to make it twins left and twins right, but Laconia watches film. They know that this looks like a pass, but the Ledgers are not going to pass the ball here. Watch like a jet sweep or some handoff to the wide receiver.
Yeah, man coming in motion is Highland. The give to Brody Highland. That's blown up in the backfield. Nice play there. Ball's on the floor, and they're going to say he was down. And, I can see Coach Stigler, the defensive coordinator from Laconia, is not thrilled on the far side. We'd have to see that one on the replay to see if it was out, but ball ended up on the floor.
That's called a jet sweep or a reach play.
Was that actually Raybeck? Or was that Highland?
No, that's Highland.
Yeah, that was Highland.
And Highland's got a cast on his left arm. They don't know if it's broke or ligaments are just damaged, but he's got a cast, and that's definitely not easy to carry a ball when your left hand's in a cast. I'm not giving him excuses. That was a great play by the Laconia player. Hit him hard and was able to get the fumble, just not the fumble recovery.
That was Owen. Well, they would have taken it back for a scoop and score. They called him down. No fumble. Here is the play action. They're going to come to the near side. Catch made there, and I was waiting for that flag to come in on the blind side block there from Noah Mao. It's going to erase what would have been a first down on the pass to Raybeck.
I love the aggressiveness by Maul to try to put a block on for his fellow senior teammate, but that was not a smart play. It was clearly a block in the back, and now that good play is going to be all negated, and the Ledgers are going the wrong direction.
Yeah, and I think Raybeck, with his speed, might have gotten to the edge anyway.
Not sure if he even needed to make that block.
I agree with you. So first penalty of the night on Springs makes it a 3rd and 13 after they would have been right there with first down yardage.
Yeah, not a lot of 3rd and 15s for the Ledgers this year. They've always had positive plays, very few negative plays. Good for the Laconia to make that positive, make plays. They're making plays. It's not easy for Ledgers.
Anderson drops back to pass out of the shotgun, looks to the near side, tipped in the air, and that one's batted down. That was a heck of a job by Stelmacher, turning into defensive back and swatting that away, and it's going to be 4th and 13.
Well, Laconia holds strong there. Now the Ledgers are going to have to punt the ball, and what the Ledgers do for their punt is what they call a squib kick. The quarterback is the punter. He's going to get the ball. He's almost going to do like a little bit of a run, but almost run to the to the near side here, and he's going to try to kick it so the ball goes end over end. The plan is so that Renz does not get this ball in the air. They want to hit the grass and they want it to roll so there's no kick return.
Kind of that Aussie-style football kick that you see so often nowadays in the college ranks. And this one goes out of bounds at about the 19-yard line, and that's where Laconia will take over. Make it the 18 is the spot. And the Spartans going to try to – that was a better defensive – obviously aided by the penalty there, Brad, but that was better defensively. Laconia, you saw some of their speed on the edges on that possession, and then obviously getting their hand on a pass.
Laconia needs that. They need some wins. They definitely are capable. They have 17 seniors. They have lots of leadership. They have lots of talent. This is not going to be as easy of a game as last week against Amro for the Ledgers. This is going to be more of a battle. Laconia always plays well against the Ledgers.
So 1st and 10 from the 18, and once again, Jack Renz takes the direct snap following Hagner on that far right side. Knifes forward for about 3, 2nd and 7.
And how many times we called Renz's name tonight? I mean, he's going to have 50 carries. He's going to be getting the ball from the quarterback, or sometimes he'll be the quarterback getting the ball. He's almost been their entire offense. I think they threw one time. Yep. They have not handed it off to anyone else.
3 carries so far, all 3 of them gone to Renz.
And rightfully so. He was on varsity as a freshman. He rushed for almost 500 yards as a freshman just a few years ago. He's only a junior.
Yeah. By the way, an excellent baseball player as well is Renz. Here goes Hagner, and he's going to get stuffed after about a pickup of 1. Let's call it 3rd and 6.
And they'll give it to the senior captain, Colton Hagner, a few times a game, but definitely not as many carries as Renz. That was basically a run just so that Renz could kind of keep his breath, catch his breath, and most likely Renz will get the ball here.
Man, I'll tell you what, Drake Nitz has a tough job. He runs to the sideline to get the play call every play for the Spartans. Just about. They send the play in with a player every now and again, but usually it's him trotting over to the sideline. The running back is Hagner, and Renz not going to go in motion this time. The turn, the give to Colton Hagner, and he's going to bully his way forward, pickup of 7.
What confidence do they have in this junior running back? Amazing. 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6, and they said, we're going to hand it off and go right up the gut, and they got the first down. That is a very big win for Laconia Spartans. This game is just gotten closer. That was their first down. The Ledgers are up on the scoreboard, but Laconia's got the ball, and now they're starting to drive.
Addison Jones Real Estate moves the chains for the first down of the night for Laconia. Call Addison Jones, then call the movers. Renz now in the backfield with the offset eye, and the give is to Jack Renz. Cuts back to the right, dives forward, picks up 4. How about this?
I'm not sure if there's any bars/drinking establishments that play our broadcast during the bars, but if they do, and there's a drinking game where you have to take a drink every time you say Renz on air, you would need a bus for the Uber to get everyone home, because Renz has get the ball 95%. He's almost their entire offense.
4 carries for Renz so far here tonight, and it's, like you mentioned, it's early. 3:46 to go first quarter here, and a 7-0 Springs lead on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Nitz, once again, it's Jack Renz. This time, better job by that defensive front. Renz picks up 1. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Now, last time they had 3rd and 5, they handed off to Renz. He got it. Nitz will have to throw the ball sooner or later, or else the Ledgers are just going to pack the box, they call it. The box is that 8 yards wide by 4 yards deep, that box, that rectangle box that basically is the line of scrimmage and to the linebackers. If the Ledgers put too many guys in the box, it's almost going to be impossible for Laconia to gain any yardage running the ball. Nitz can pass. He's not a great passer, but he has the ability to pass.
When they do pass, they go deep, usually. And maybe they're trying to set that up. Who knows? Here goes Renz, hitting the backfield. Nice pursuit by the Ledger defense. Renz loses 2. It's 4th and 8.
Great play by the Ledgers. Josiah O'Brien, he's the outside linebacker on the near side. And like I said, he's trained since 5th grade to keep contain. And what contain means, no one can get the ball outside you. He sets the edge. He takes on the block. He makes sure that it doesn't lose contain, keeps everything. He not only did he keep contain, he made the play, he made the tackle. But great play by O'Brien.
Van Beek deep to punt. There's the snap. It's a good one again, and a line drive kick. Back caught at about the 31-yard line. Nice cut made there, far side. Another block in the back, and it's going to go further back. That's the second one of the game here. Ben Baker on the return. and a couple of flags came.
That was 32
sailing in.
Josiah O'Brien, who tried to make they call it a blind side block.
Yep.
Unfortunately, blind side almost is always a penalty because you got to get your head in front of the player that you're blocking, and that one was too much on the side. Called a flag, 15 yards going in the wrong direction. Ledgers have had a lot of penalties tonight.
Yeah, and they're at all levels they're trying to get that out of the sport as well. So you're just gonna see those more often called. We'll get the call, and then they're gonna call a blindside block, personal foul, and so there's still a Spartan down on the field. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we will update you on where Laconia is on the field. That's next on Radio Plus. Stay with us.
I'm Adam Hopper. I'm the 4th generation in the family business. One of my favorite things about working at Hopper's is the passion that everybody shares. It's a super fun work environment, and everybody shows up every day ready to get the jobs done. In order to be successful, you need to be passionate about what you're doing.
I have a vision of just growing Hoppers to be the best that we can be. I was in athletics. Competition brings out the best in you. We love competition. We love to compete, whether it's in the store, on the field, in the arena, you name it. We just try to be the best that we can be for our customers.
Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day. It's ours to take, and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins.
Back here at Fruth Field, 7-0 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. 2:29 to go first quarter. Noah Larson helped off the field, and hope he's okay. He's goes both ways for Laconia, as many of them do. They don't have the biggest roster in the world, and hope he's okay. He makes a lot of big plays on that defensive line.
The Ledgers have not run option yet. That's when Ben Anderson runs the ball, and he has got the ability to pitch it or run it himself.
Here is the give to Stelmacher near side. And he's going to pick up 3 yards on the carry.
But again, fairly contained. Stelmacher's got positive yards, no negative carries, but he's not lighting the world on fire here. And speaking of that, to me, the turf is a little brown. We've had rain and falling for a long time. The grass looks like it is not as usually green as it is. Now, remember, Bondi doesn't play here anymore.
Right.
So there's only, 5-6 varsity games per year here, and they get some JFL stuff occasionally because they usually play at the high school where the turf is. So not many games being played. I'm wondering if the city's just not watering it.
So it's 2nd and 7. Anderson in the shotgun, sends Mowell in motion. The turn, the give, is to Stelmacher, and Stelmacher battles his way forward. Got picked up and dropped on his head there. A pickup of 5, 3rd and 2.
Tough tackle by number 30, Hagner. He's even got a great name for a fullback and inside linebacker, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he made a similar play last week against Marquezan. They ran option towards him. He lit up the quarterback, forced the fumble.
Oh.
They scooped it and went for 6. That's what put Laconia on the board, 7-0.
That was I was at the game, Brad, and you could hear that. I was at the other side of the field. You could feel that hit. And flag here coming on the 3rd and 2 snap, and the tackle still made by Hagner. He had 18 tackles in that game, Brad.
Now, one thing that, Laconia is a little bit behind the 8 ball this whole season. Their school is under construction, so they didn't have a weight room all summer. Their coach talked about how the kids just had to go to the YMCA, Planet Fitness, all those types of things. It reminded me of a story of when I was a sophomore. We went to the state championship. We lost the state championship. That Monday, we came into the team room, and Coach Highland was in there, and he said, hey, some of you guys say, Coach, I'm going to lift at the Y, or Coach, I'm going to lift at home. Highland turned at all of us. He said, no. You all get out to school. We build it from within. Everyone lifted at the school that season.
Here's Anderson on 3rd and 8. And a nice pass out to the near side, catch made by Raybeck, and a first down. They needed 8, got 9.
Great play.
That is not a great spot. They're only giving him about 8, but it should be enough, Brad.
Yeah, it's just we're almost right down the 45-yard. Oh, they did not give him a very good spot.
It should still be a first down. They put it purposely. Yeah, that's a first down. They did something smart. Okay, well, You lose a lot of credibility when you do that. Look, it was a first down before that. When you do that, when you're out in an island, anyways, let's move on. First and 10 Ledgers brought to you by Addison Jones. Call them, then call the referees, then call the move. No, I'm just kidding. Here's Ben Anderson on an option play. He's got a lot of room around the left side, and he picks up 8. I apologize. That was maybe a little over the top. Second and 2 upcoming for the Ledgers. That was just I had to.
We appreciate you, Zebras. We appreciate you. And that's one thing we spoke on last week. You notice how many Thursday night high school football games?
Yeah.
There's tons of them. It's not because they're trying to get you home so you can watch other games or watch the Packers who played Friday night last week.
Right.
It's because there's a shortage of referees. There's not enough referees to handle all the games throughout the state of Wisconsin. So they're having 20 to 25 games every Thursday to kind of have those rest play referee Thursday night and then again Friday night.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Why are we playing Thursdays? Well, there you go. 7-0. That's the end of the first quarter on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Springs has a lead, and they're driving. They'll have a 2nd and 2 when we come back with the second quarter on Radio Plus. Stay with us.
Brock Fleischer here with Homestead Realty. I know that buying and selling a home can be stressful. I'm here to help. Are you ready to sell? I have buyers waiting for a home just like yours. Are you looking to buy? I can sell any home that's on the market, and I'm here to get you pre-approved to purchase, along with finding the best loan and lender for your situation. I'll even go as far as arranging movers. For an easier real estate transaction, give me a call. Brock Fleischer, 920-960-0555.
We need play at all ages and stages of life to keep us and our communities healthy and happy and full of energy and excitement. At Burke, development, research, design, innovation, wellness, and connection guide us each and every day and help us bring the highest level of play to the communities we serve. Play gives us the power to connect. It tells us anything is possible and that we are always capable. The time is now to play.
Back here at Fruth Field, Jordan King, Brad Lenz starting the second quarter. 2nd and 2, Brad.
Look for a pass play to the far side here. It's only 2nd and short, so they basically have 2 tries like they did last time.
Man in motion,
Option.
Ben Anderson on the option, pitches it out far side, got some space there. Round breaking a couple of tackles and pushed out of bounds. They're going to say down at the 33-yard line. It's a big pickup there.
That's Cale Krusik, number 9.
Cale Krusik.
And what a great option run by Anderson. Not only was he gaining yards, he was kind of breaking tackles. He can pitch the ball whenever. You can pitch the ball even when you pass the line of scrimmage. He was very close to the line of scrimmage when he pitched that ball. But again, you could be going 15, 20 yards down the field, still pitch the ball. As long as it's going behind you, it's a legal play.
They're going to give him 10 on the pickup. Make it 9 on the pickup, down to the 34-yard line, where Anderson will have 1st and 10. He's going to give to Stellmacher straight up the gut, and a nice little off-tackle run there for Will Stellmacher. That's the most space he's had all night, Brad.
That's his best run of the night, and he's one of those kids who he gets in the groove of the game. He almost likes getting hit. He's a hockey player. He's a tough-nosed kid. He'll be stronger in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter than he was the 1st quarter, guaranteed.
All good running backs are, right?
Right on.
If you aren't, you gotta go play cornerback or something. 2nd and 2. Here for the Ledgers, another opportunity where you could maybe take a shot if you wanted to, Brad.
A lot of times you can just tell by the offensive line. It looks like they're pulling, looks like a run.
Anderson claps and gives to Stellmacher, breaks a tackle in the backfield, and he's forward, tackled by Renz at the 15. Nice run by Stellmacher. That's a dozen.
And again, Jordan, we have to remind our viewers, we are live here, but I could tell the right guard Cluck was back on his hands, and he was a little bit farther back than he normally was. He's the far guard. You could tell he was pulling, and when you have a pulling guard, you're always running the ball. And for our viewers, so they know this, a pulling guard is he's not going forward to block. He's actually going backwards and around the center usually and blocking a defensive lineman, trying to, as like element of surprise, trying to earhole him, if you will.
We saw Noah Larson go off with the injury, just sprinted back onto the field. That's good to see, and Laconia will like that. Here goes Anderson cutting up the field into the end zone. 15-yard scamper for Ben Anderson and a touchdown for Springs.
Have you ever tried to catch a rabbit in your house? That must be what Laconia is trying to do. Ben Anderson's so quick, it's like trying to catch a rabbit with your bare hands, and you can't do it.
15-yard touchdown caps off a 65-yard scoring drive for the Ledgers. They lead at 13-0. I was just about to say Noah Larson back on the field. A couple of big Springs runs with him absent. Maybe he helps with that running game. Well, Anderson knifes through the Spartans like a
Now,
knife through hot butter.
Max Bauer was an amazing runner last year for the Ledgers. He was the senior quarterback, the leader. Ben Anderson is outpacing, running and passing better than Bauer. And Bauer was first team all-conference last year.
Yeah, the top quarterback in the league. 14-0, Springs leads on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. 30 seconds, we're back with the Spartans on offense. Stay with us.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
Back here at Fruth Field, it's a gorgeous night out here, Brad. I mean, I'm not going to tell people they shouldn't watch us. I mean, it's always nice to late in the season maybe when you can cozy up next to the fire when when we were at Kewanee and the 40-mile-an-hour winds ripping straight at our face off Lake Michigan, but this is a gorgeous night.
Where would you rather be on Friday night than Fruth Field, the center of Fond du Lac? This thing is, I played here. If any of the alumni that played in the blue and white are listening in, they know that click-clack going across the road through the tunnel. This is a special feel here.
10:38 to go in the second quarter. Angling towards that is a perfect kick. Will it go? Oh, it just trickles out of bounds. Good job by Nick Blank to let that roll out. That was almost a perfect kick by the Ledgers there, Brad.
It almost looked like Nick Blank was coached up. He was actually going to step out of bounds and grab the ball if it didn't go out of bounds. Because if his foot is out of bounds and he touches the ball, automatically gets the ball at the 35-yard line. Randall Cobb is the one who made that famous for the Packers a few years back.
So an opportunity with some decent field position here for the Spartans. Last time they had a 7-play drive, had to punt, but a little bit more momentum on that last drive, and they'll start here at the 35.
Well, I'm going to bet you a soda and a hamburger that Renz gets the ball.
You got to give me better odds than a soda and a hamburger. Renz is the single setback, and they're going to stop it here, and they need the best in the biz over on the Laconia sideline. They're going to let.
Yeah, it's much shorter to go 51 yards across the field than go all the way around. The Ledgers are going to take this opportunity to sub. Actually, they were down a player.
Not sure what that's about over there.
Laconia's spreading out the Ledgers. They got twins left and twins right. Quarterback shotgun formation. Ren's behind them. Look for a handoff.
It is a decently light box. They're going to go to the far side. Nice pass by Nitz, and that's kind of like a run there, Brad. And that's Cash Farrell.
What kind of soda do you want? I lost that one.
I didn't take the bet, though.
I thought for sure they would go to Ren's. But, hey, Laconia, rightfully so, they're going to try to get some of their other athletes involved because they have a lot of athletes. A lot of these basketball players that also play football can jump out of the gym fast, good athletic guys that can catch the ball. You got to get those guys some action so that they can keep their head in the game. It's very important to get the ball early in the game. The last thing you want to do is finally get the ball to Cash third or fourth quarter. You got to get them involved early.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll come back to Cash Farrell in just a minute. Here's Nitz rolling out over the middle. That's a tough pass and almost picked off. And good job there by Springs in the secondary. And another Spartan is down. That's number 12, Luke Weber.
And 83, Joey Kuhn is he's a lightning bolt out there. He's going 100 miles an hour. It looks like he got hit a little bit. Maybe the wind knocked out him. He looks like he's staying in the game. I mean, Tyler Schwartz is all the way on the other side. He can't even look at him anyway, so you might as well stay in there, Joey.
Cash Farrell, and, I know changes can be made early in a season, and rosters aren't always totally accurate. He wasn't on the roster earlier in the season. He is an unbelievable athlete. Plays on the basketball team. He's one of the best players in the conference on the basketball side of things, and just another guy you can trot out there. I don't know if he was hurt but he was, to my knowledge, was not on the roster earlier in the season.
I saw him dunk a basketball in 8th grade.
Here goes Jack Rentz. Another nice job by the Ledgers to bottle him up. Pickup of nothing, and it's 4th and 7.
Ledgers' starting defense is their punt return defense, so they're only going to sub maybe one or two guys when they give punt. Now, they got a very explosive player, and so far the most explosive player I've seen in the flyweight, number 4, Ben Baker, back to return this kick. When he touches the ball, wow, you got to hold your breath.
Yeah, and the flyweight's got a lot of them. Jordan Schlender from Mayville, Jackson Gable from Lemira, Caden Yonke. Well, Lemira's got 3 or 4 of them. Here is the punt, end over end from Van Beek. And a good job to angle that away from Baker, as you would suggest there, Brad. And it ends up at the 22, 23-yard line. So a punt's not what you're looking for. Another 3 and out for the Spartans, the second of the night already for them. And they are going to spot it at the 23 for Springs.
This game is going about what I suspected. I did not think the Ledgers were going to have as easy of a game as they had against Amro. Laconia's got athletes. I just don't know if they have enough athletes to stop the Ledgers. The Ledgers have so many weapons. They're like a Swiss Army knife. They can give the ball to Maul. They can give the ball to Highland, Stelmacher. Anderson can keep the ball. Laconia's a little bit, they got one knife, which is Renz. He can run the ball. Everyone else is going to kind of contribute a little bit, but Renz is primarily their entire offense.
That was the question. My question pregame. That was kind of what I was wondering. Could they be multiple again? So far, the answer is no. Here's Anderson on the keep. Goes over to the right side, hit hard there, and picks up 7 for the Ledgers.
The Ledgers called that their quarterback counter play. Actually, 2 guys are pulling in that play. The tight end and the guard are both pulling, and they're faking the run to the near side to get all the linebackers to flow that way, coming with 2 blockers on the backside and big yards for Ben Anderson again.
Just going to give him 6 there on a little bit of a conservative spot. 2nd and 4 for Anderson and company. And Anderson has been as billed so far.
He's getting better week by week, Jordan, and that makes sense because he's finally getting – this is only his 4th start as a quarterback.
Anderson going through his progressions and finds Noah Mowell in the seam there and picks up about 7.
So efficient. The Ledgers have not had an incomplete pass yet.
Make it 6 and a first down, brought to you by Addison Jones. Call them, then call the movers. Ledgers are the 3rd of the big 4, I guess you would say, that I've seen so far, Brad. And Campbell Sport, I think they are as good as people think they are. Mayville is better, I think, than people think they are. And so far, the Ledgers, they're right up, living right up to the billing as well.
Lemira is your number 4?
Lemira is the number 4. I'll get to see them next week.
I'm a little shocked that WA is struggling as much as they have.
They certainly have. Small in the trenches this year are the Vikings.
Seems like
There's
every
Stelmacher
time
for 9.
Every time Stelmacher is getting the ball, he's getting a little bit more confident, a little bit more yards every time. Watch for him to break one. He's been getting so many touchdowns. I'm gonna double down and 2 hamburgers and 2 sodas. Stelmacher will score a touchdown sometime today. I guarantee it.
Last 3 carries for Will Stelmacher, 8, 12, and 9. To your point, Brad.
Wow. And that is going to wear on your defense. Laconia has a lot of guys both ways. And when you're down 14-0, they kind of got beat last week. Now, remember, last year, Laconia won their first 2 games, just like they did the first 2 games this year. Then they lost all the rest of the games. That's got to be in the back of these minds.
Play action here. Get the ball out to the near side. Breaking a tackle down the left side. Good job there by Raybeck. No block in the back this time. And it's a touchdown for the Ledgers. Jack Holtzman.
Raybeck learned his lesson because Maul had done a similar thing. There was a no-no on the Ledgers passing game. You don't want to clip a guy that doesn't need an extra block. And that was perfect by Raybeck. He's a senior. He's been around the block. He said, you know what? We don't need my block. I'm going to lay off and let number 1, Jack Holtzman, do it himself.
50 yards on the touchdown from Anderson to Jack Holtzman. It's a 4-play, 77-yard drive for the Ledgers. Machine-like, Brad.
Well, and that's what the Ledgers have been doing all year, churning yards, not a lot of negative plays. They've had 2 negative plays tonight, which were both penalties.
And really, the penalty on that, the one drive that they didn't score on, is kind of the reason they did. 2 penalties on that drive. Extra point is good. 21-0 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. 6:50 to go. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We're back with another Laconia possession right after this.
For over 100 years, the name Cole is synonymous with quality fuels, lubricants, and propane. That's because Cole is the area's trusted source for farm, construction, and trucking companies, as they partner with these companies to help them achieve their unique goals. The team at Cole Oil and Propane is dedicated to serving you. They pride themselves on a customer-first approach and work hard to make sure you're satisfied. You can rely on Cole for prompt delivery, competitive prices, and quality service. Learn more at ColeOilAndPropane.com.
to talk about Bentley.
Back here at Fruth Field, 21-0, 6:50, and Bentley Kuntz about to send the ball into the Fruth night sky, Brad.
I'm worried about number 61, Bentley Kuntz. He's got to be tired. Last week he kicked the ball 17 times, 8 touchdowns. That means 8 kickoffs because he had 8 extra points, plus he had a kickoff in the second half. That was 18 balls he had to kick. His right leg must be sore. And tonight he's already got 3 touchdowns he had to do extra points on and 3 kickoffs.
Blank and Renz back to receive for the Spartans, and good bounce this time, takes it into the end zone, and 20-yard line is where Laconia will get this drive underway. Coming up at halftime, we'll try to get you some scores around the flyway. I'm going to double-check a few things. We have a stream team down at Lamira for Lamira and WLA. I just saw a score stream score, which sometimes you cannot trust score stream. I'm going to just throw that caveat in there. It said second quarter 10-7 lead for WLA, which would be a big shock. Well, I mean, WLA was nowhere near Mayville last week. The Cardinals ran for over 400 yards on the Vikings, and
WLA's got some athletes. I was actually surprised they weren't doing better this year. I was really expecting them to be a contender for the conference.
Here is Nitz under center, gives the ball Jack Renz. Nice cutback. Can he outrun Holtzman? No, he cannot. I think that flag is for a hold as well. They may decline it. It was a loss on the play. It'd be 2nd and 11 if they decline it. We'll see what Coach Highland decides to do, and they're going to back him up.
Yeah, Highland has the opportunity to decline that penalty and take it for what it was or accept it. He's going to accept it, make it 1st and 15.
Checking with his defensive coordinator, as all smart coaches would, right?
Yeah. Now, the old defensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator that had been here for 40 years, Sean O'Loughlin, Big O they called him, Coach O, he's actually back in town. He's on the sidelines cheering on the Ledgers. Great to see him. That was, if you heard the stands kind of erupt there for a little bit, they gave him a little shout-out.
So it's going to be 1st and 20 from the 10-yard line for Laconia, and they didn't need any. They don't need to give Springs any help, but they just did. Renz is in the kind of the Wildcat formation here, takes the direct snap, picking his way. There's nothing there, and Renz is going to lose another yard, and it's going to be 2nd and 21. That's why you back him up, I guess.
Exactly, and the Ledgers are playing field position. They've had great field position all game, right from the opening kick to right now. They got Laconia backed up against the wall. Laconia, look for them to do something different. They have ran a running back pass almost every year for the last 3 years against Ledgers. The Ledgers are prepared to play against it, so we'll see if it is 4 years the charm. They will pitch to a running back. He'll run, and he'll try to throw it. Last week they tried it against Lamira. Renz has gloves on. He didn't throw it very well with the gloves on, and it fluttered down and incomplete.
I'd like to see him try to get Nitz going here. He's a talented. He's got enough arm talent. Here it is, far side, Nick Blank, and it's picked off. Ben Baker, what a play by the junior. He's coming over to the near side. He has a couple of blockers out in front of him, and he gets all the way down to the 20-yard line. Instant red zone opportunity. He picked that one. He looked like a center fielder tracking down a fly ball.
Well, Willie Mays, it was before my time, but almost Willie Mays-esque. He was running down like a center fielder at the wall. How did he catch that ball?
Unbelievable play.
Unbelievable athlete, Ben Baker, all over the field. When he touches the ball, great things happen for the Ledgers.
By the way, just want to say this about Ben Baker. Tremendous golf season in the spring as well. He nearly won the sectional that Springs hosted. I was out there. He played tremendous golf out at South Hills.
Does golf count as a sport, though, Jordan?
Oh, sure it does.
Are you sure? We might have to do a poll from our viewers.
I'd love that. We need to talk to Coach about that, too. Here is Anderson over on the far side, gunning it down the field, and it's diving play. I think that was Baker once again.
Anderson had his number 1, number 2, and number 3 receiver. He could have thrown any of the ball. He went, they call it touchdown to check down. He wanted to throw a touchdown deep to Ben Baker, number 4. He tried that, but he could have went for 20 yards or even a 10-yard gain, and it was his first incomplete pass of the day.
Got to give Baker a chance after that pick, right?
Yeah, that was perfectly drawn up by the offensive coordinator, Kyle Krieger, to try to get Ben Baker pay dirt.
So Baker nearly catches it laid out in the end zone. and it'll be 2nd down and 10. It's just the second play by my count that has third play other than penalties that's gone for negative or no yardage for Springs. That's how good they've been tonight. Here goes Will Stellmacher up the right side, breaks 2 tackles, and he's down inside the 10 to the 7, a pickup of 13.
And don't be surprised if they give it to Stellmacher again. That was a great run. He's been running the ball better and better every time he touches it. It's only a matter of time before he breaks one for pay dirt. And what pay dirt means, Jordan, they coined that in the NFL, because if you got touchdowns, you got paid. Deion Sanders used to say, if you feel good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good.
There you go. Even at Colorado, probably.
Yeah, not last week. Nebraska crushed them.
Here is Anderson. Stellmacher again inside the 5-yard line this time on a pickup of 3. Prior to that carry, Brad, the last 4 Stellmacher carries, 8-12, 9-13. Like you thought, starting to wear down Laconia a little bit.
You can kind of see it. Laconia's a little bit on their heels. The Ledgers are passing and running all over. They're not one-dimensional. They're very two-dimensional.
Yeah.
And it's almost three-dimensional, because if you think Ben Anderson can not only throw, but he can also run, and he can hand it off to, name your guy, Mull, Highland, Stellmacher. All these guys are.
We just saw Holtzman.
Holtzman is a freak. He's one of the strongest, fastest guys on the team.
And then Baker that we saw defensively. Here is Anderson from the 7-yard line. The turn, Stellmacher spins forward, touchdown, Ledgers. Check that. That was from the 4. And Stellmacher gets it done there with a touchdown run.
I think the Ledgers were going to hand that ball to Stellmacher as many times as it took to get him in the end zone. He deserves that. He was a machine that whole second quarter.
Well, there you go. You don't owe me any hot dog or soda anymore. Stellmacher gets his touchdown, 27-0 on the Quest Interior scoreboard, pending the extra point. With 3:56 to go here before halftime.
Is this kind of what you suspected?
Yeah, I thought Laconia's defense might stand up a little bit more, but this Ledgers offense is a tough outfit to play against, Brad. PAT up and good, 28-0. Let's take a timeout here on Radio Plus Sports. Back after this.
This is Craig Larson, sales manager with locally owned Dufresne Moving and Storage. Moving is very important to me, and I take pride in making sure our clients are happy with their overall experience at a reasonable cost and done in a high quality manner. We have a crew that is dedicated on taking care of your stuff. Call me today for an estimate at 1-800-425-MOVE or visit us at DufresneMoving.com. Dufresne Moving and Storage of Fond du Lac, making your move and storage of goods simple.
We're back here at Fruth, 3:56 to go in the second quarter. And the Ledgers lead at 28-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. High school sports today on RadioPlusInfo.com. Brought to you by these 4 Edward Jones financial advisors: Matt Moses, Jeff Wills, Robert Bruce, and Patrick Ellisted. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. So we'll see if the Spartans can get a little momentum here just before halftime. And the kick sails over to Jack Renz. They switched sides that time, Blank and Renz, and Renz
nice
able to get the ball, and he's past the 30 up to the 31-yard line, and that's where the the Spartans will start. You know, it's a little easier in football. Sometimes with the speed of the basketball games, the Springs Ledgers and the Laconia Spartans can get a little difficult, a little easier on the football side of things.
Well, before we get into that, number 33, Austin Martins, had a great block for Laconia on the return there. He took out number 9, Kale Krusek, decleated him. Great job by the Laconia. You know, it's that's what the coaches are looking for. Now, he's a senior, Austin Martins. But look, they got halftime in a couple minutes. They got to draw something. You know, these guys aren't going to quit. Laconia, as you were talking about the basketball, these two teams, these two high schools have battled it every year for basketball conference championships. It's these two usually almost every year in the finals.
Here goes Nitz over the middle. Nice play there.
Luke Weber, the captain.
He finds Weber over the middle, and that nice little throwback in the pickup of a dozen.
Well, that's a positive play. Laconia right now is probably thinking 28-0. There's not much chance for them to win this game. However, it's a long season. They're going to try to build off stuff, and they're going to try to work on their craft because it doesn't get any easier. They still got Camel Sport, they still got Mayville, they still got WLA.
Yep.
They've got one off the schedule, Lemire, which is a big team. Lemire, a lot of teams picked Lemire to win the conference early in the season.
Nitz under center. The turn, fakes, looking to the near side. He's got Parker Laper, pulls it down. This one's going to be picked off. There was a lot of pressure on Drake Nitz, and it's picked off there by Joey Kuhn in the secondary.
Number 76, Christian Flores, was it was like he saw a cheeseburger out there, and he was getting faster and faster. Flores just wanted that ball, put the pressure on number 10, Drake Nitz. Nitz threw the ball, and it fluttered. It was not a good spiral, and Joey Kuhn almost caught it like a fair catch.
Kind of needed, if he would have gotten the ball out a little quicker, I think he had Parker Laper on a out route there, and the ball just a little too late, and under pressure hit when he threw, and as you said, fluttered straight to Kuhn. So from their own 47, let's call it, this is where Springs will start their next drive. Here's the give to Mao, a little misdirection there, and Mao plows forward, breaks 2 tackles, dives forward, and gets 7.
And that was Maul's first run. I'm actually shocked that it took the Ledgers this long to get him the ball. They were targeting him for pass plays, but that was his first run, wasn't it, Jordan?
It was. And, I guess I'll ask you, Brad, are they trying to keep some of this Maul's stuff off of film?
Well,
because, you don't
that's
clearly
a great question.
haven't needed it tonight.
Keep in mind, he's a tight end, so there's not a lot of plays in Ledger's offense where they can get the ball. He can't run. He can't run dive. He can't run.
Yep.
He can run the power, and he can't run the blast. There's only a few plays where they can get him the ball.
Here is Anderson on the play fake, looks to the far side, falling away and finds Holtzman. What a beautiful ball from Ben Anderson. Like I said, off his back foot there, Brad. It was perfectly right on time.
Well, Ben Anderson, great throw, but he's got to go over and tap number 1 on the shoulder and say, thanks for helping me out, because if you just throw the ball up, Jack Holden's the only one on the field that can get the ball. He's one of the best basketball players in the conference this year, and he just showed you his athletic ability to go up and get the ball. At the highest level, he jumped up 9-10 feet, got the ball. It's hard to defend that.
Ball at the 34. That was a pickup of 12. Anderson to Holtzman. I was really impressed with Holtzman last year as a sophomore for Coach Krieger's basketball team. Kind of came on in the second half of the season, and he'll be relied on this year. Here's Anderson. So will Anderson. Out route, wide open. Another pitch and catch.
Garver Beekle.
And Beekle's second catch of the night. First one was the big touchdown, and Coach Krieger's really getting Anderson rolling here passing-wise, isn't he, Brad?
Well, Coach Highland says you can't teach speed. Garver Beekle has speed. He didn't even play all that much as a JV player last year, only maybe 2 catches the whole season. He's had 2 catches just today.
Addison Jones Real Estate moves the chains with another Ledger's first down. Call Addison Jones, then call the Movers. 16 yards on that pickup, down to the 18-yard line, where Springs will continue. After a Noah Mowell run, it's been back-to-back passes. Baker goes in motion. The give to Stellmacher, straight up the gut. And he is a fun guy to watch run the football. Last year, Brad, we did that JV game, and that was my introduction to Will Stellmacher. And then in that Kewanee game, I understand it was garbage time. I understand Springs was way down. He had something like 70 or 80 yards in that fourth quarter. He's just a fun guy to run. Great balance, good vision.
He's got it all. He's only a junior, so the sky's the limit for 33 Stellmacher.
7 yards on the pickup, 2nd and 3. Anderson running behind Stellmacher this time, picks his way forward and going to be bottled up after a gain of 1.
Now that's a design quarterback run. That's what they call quarterback blast, which means the fullback, which is Stellmacher, is running through the B hole between the guard and the tackle. Plus they're pulling another guy from the near side here. So 2 lead blockers. Anderson just got to follow them and gain positive yards.
3rd and 2 when we come back. It was a Springs timeout. Let's take a 30-second timeout with them. 1:38 to go in the second quarter. We'll hear from Springs.
Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day. It's ours to take and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins.
We're back here at Fruth Field. 1:38 to go here in the second quarter. 28-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. At halftime, we'll get you some updates from around the conference. We got a dandy going on down in Mayville. And Lamira seems to be settling down against WLA as well. We'll try to get you all of those scores coming up at halftime. Here's Ben Anderson, 3rd and 2. The turn, the give. Stellmacher gets the first down and quite a bit more. He's down to about the 2-yard line. They'll give him 8. First down.
Number 1, Grand Lemonis for Laconia. Nice hit from the free safety position. Laconia's not – they're 17 seniors. They're senior-led. They're well-coached. They're not going to quit. They're not going to lay over. They're going to play all 4 quarters here no matter what happens with the scoreboard.
So the clock running here, under a minute and 20 to go till halftime. Send a man in motion. That's Holtzman, and Anderson's going to keep it. And that's 2 yards to pay dirt for Ben Anderson.
And that's a simple fake dive left, quarterback run right. There was an option man there but Ben was not looking to pitch the ball. That was just for looks, just for show. It was Ben Anderson up behind the guard and tackle all the way.
34-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. And to answer your question from just a little while ago, I did not expect it to be 5 touchdowns at halftime.
No.
And that's what we're looking at here. And got an injured Spartan, but he's up to his feet. That's number 13, Rhett Garrett's. And Garrett's looks like he's going to be all right walking off the field.
For most of the conference games, you could almost say the Ledgers are up 14-0 before the game starts. 7 points for just the coaching. They have 54 years just in their head coach position, plus all the assistants. They have over 100 and some years of coaching experience. That's good for 7 points. Plus the mystique of the Ledgers tradition. They say tradition never graduates. I look at the crowd here. Lots of players that played for Highland in the 80s, the 90s, and even recently in the 2000s. The Ledgers don't rebuild, they reload. Every year it seems like they're the top of the conference.
So 34-0 pending the extra point with 1:12 to go here in the second. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. 35-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Springs leading it here in the first half. Let's take another timeout and finish out the first half on the other side. You're watching Springs and Laconia on Radio Plus.
The Rademan family has been quarrying and producing natural stone products for over 50 years. Is your driveway in need of repair? Here at Rademan's, our crushed stone division provides our customer with stone needed for maintaining your gravel driveway. Our quarry stone division provides landscape stones such as stepping stones and retaining wall stone for your outdoor living areas. We also offer natural thin and full veneer stone for interior applications such as fireplaces or outdoor applications to combine with or replace your siding or brick. Rademan Stone and Landscape Company, where we have the materials to do the best work on earth.
Back here at Fruth, buck 12 in this first half, 35-0. Springs all over Laconia.
Bob Highland, if Bentley Coots was ever going to miss an extra point, that would have been the one to miss, because now it's the magic number, 35-point lead, second quarter, which means we have running clock. The Ledgers don't necessarily want running clock. Not that they want to embarrass anyone and run up the score, but during the week, it's not full pads. It's not real football. It's thud with shoulder pads and helmets. No pants. No pads in the pants. The Ledgers are looking to get more plays in to refine their game for later in the season when it really counts against Mayville, Lamira, Camelsport.
Yeah, they have a 3-week span at the end of the season. Brad, they got North Fonty next week. Then it's at Campbellsport, at Lamira, home Mayville, home WLA, and you can. WLA may be out of it by that point in the season, but rivalry game's a rivalry game. I know we have talked about that in the past as well. Kickoff return out to the 30, and the clock, as you mentioned, is running. So,
yeah, and let's explain to our viewers running clock. In a normal game, the clock would not be running. It's the first play of the drive here, but because of running clock, the clock is ticking. And there's a play clock, of course, on all plays, but the running clock of the actual scoreboard is coming down. Laconia's running out of time even to get a playoff in this half.
So Nitz under center. He's going to pass. Looking to the far side. Now pulls it down, cuts it back to the middle of the field, and he's slung down after a pickup of 2. And that should be the last play of this half. We'll see if
Laconia hustled up to the line and and downed it, so to speak, it would still be running clock.
So that's going to end the first half, 35-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. That was pretty comprehensive from the Ledgers in that first half. As we send you to our halftime intermission, we're going to find our Lens Truck Center Athlete of the Week. Each week, Radio Plus will feature an Athlete of the Week, and here is this week's Athlete of the Week.
Congratulations to our latest Lens Truck Center Athlete of the Week from Radio Plus Video Sports.
So I'm in basketball, football, and then track, and had a pretty good off-season lifting, and then we also did a lot of speed work with Coach Hilbert. We had 3 rivers come in, we had a speed camp, so that was pretty good.
All right.
I would just say experience. We have some young guys coming in to fill spots, so I think they'll have to adapt for the first couple of games and learn how to play their new positions and just, kind of figure out how all the puzzle pieces fit together for our team.
Okay.
Yeah, so on offense, I'll be playing running back, kind of our wing position in the wing T offense. And then defensively, I'll be playing free safety again this year. Okay. Looking at playing a sport in college, either football or basketball, so I'm kind of just keeping my options open, trying to see where that goes.
Each week, Lens Truck Center of Fond du Lac salutes an area student athlete. Again, congratulations to our Athlete of the Week from Lens Truck and Radio Plus Video Sports.
35-0. There is Joran Schlender, the Lens Truck Center Athlete of the Week. I was on the call last week, Mayville at WLA. Joran Schlender, 129 yards and 4 touchdowns. Count them, 4 touchdowns for Joran Schlender, and really hadn't had that many carries across the season, and wound up as top 5 rusher in the conference after that performance. He is 4th in the league, 31 carries, 247 yards, a lot of that coming last week. 5 touchdowns for Joran Schlender, and he's really a wide receiver by trade, but uses more as a runner this season so far. There you go, halftime. Let's take a break. We'll come back with our Holiday Automotive halftime show when we come back on Radio Plus.
Sargento has definitely given me some opportunities. I am able to live in a beautiful place like this, able to pursue all my passions and hobbies. They want us to have a good quality of life.
In 1925, Winnebago Lutheran Academy opened their doors to the first class of Vikings. For the last 99 years, WLA has offered a welcoming and safe environment for our students to learn and grow. We are continually blessed with a dedicated faculty and staff who inspire our students in their academic pursuits and, most importantly, in their spiritual lives. As we begin our 100th year of education, we look back on all the blessings we have received from God and acknowledge the grace upon grace He has provided. Thank you, Fond du Lac and surrounding communities, for 100 years of continuous support.
Whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
Planning to build? Whether it's a new home, remodel, or commercial project, you need a committed team that's dedicated to bringing your visions to reality. You need Pinot. After all, we've been doing it for over 45 years. To start your next project, go to www.rapinno.com and you'll learn about the Pinot difference. Pinot, build better for future generations.
Every customer can be a Signature Home customer. I think that's what Signature Homes does really well, is that we can touch not only the customer who's building for the first time, but also the customers that know what they want and want to pull pieces of other property that they've lived in and loved. And you can really trust that we know what we're doing and that we have 30 years of experience in the market doing it with quality craftsmanship and a lot of style and design. And at the end, we get a chance to walk them through and see their smiling faces, and we know that we've achieved our goal.
Fond du Lac Credit Union knows that we all have many different goals that we want to achieve in life.
like paying off debt or planning your dream wedding. We also know that sometimes unfortunate things can happen that are out of our control, like car trouble or a broken washer and dryer. For all of your personal needs, Fond du Lac Credit Union has personal loans customized just for you. Wherever you are in life, Fond du Lac Credit Union can help get you to where you want to be. For more information, simply visit fdlcu.com or stop in today.
A personal experience with a custom feel. Each home Smith Builders builds is unique. Their design and selections perfectly crafted for you. To learn more, visit smithbuildersinc.com or stop by 227 Morris Court. Smith Builders of Fond du Lac. Traditional values, exceptional services. A proud sponsor of local high school sports.
Welcome back. Fruth Field, Jordan King with you here during the halftime show. And the Ledger's 35-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. 6 drives in that first half for Springs. They punted on the second one, was a 3-and-out, had a couple of penalties in that one as well that kind of threw them off the rails. 80-yard touchdown drive, 65-yard touchdown drive, 77-yard touchdown drive, and then a 20 and 53-yard touchdown drive. So Ledgers have done a little bit of everything today. Anderson has been excellent throwing the football, only 1 incompletion in that first half. Very efficient, had the long touchdown to Jack Holtzman. 50 yards on that one. Will Stellmacher has been excellent in this first half as well. We'll continue to add these stats up. Not completely done yet from our first half. We'll get those added up and passed along to you a little bit later on during our halftime program here. Brought to you by Holiday Automotive. Holiday, it's worth the trip. And our highlights appreciate Holiday Automotive helping us out there. Let's get you some scores from around the conference. 9-0 is the score. Campbellsport is leading Mayville at halftime. They've shut out the Cardinals. Mayville, after 49 points in the first half a week ago against WLA, being shut out by the Cougars, who I kind of mentioned this. They have what I believe to be the best. It's either Campbellsport or Springs, I believe, have the best 2 defenses in the flyway. For my money, what I saw from Campbellsport with Emmett Gonering and Blake Heltemez, Riley Coleman, very good defense down there at Campbellsport, and they're showing it tonight against a really good Mayville Cardinal attack. It's 9-0 in that one. And Lemira up 28-10 over WLA. That's also a halftime score. Don't have anything from out at North Fond du Lac. They're playing Omro tonight. So nothing from that game so far, but those are your scores around the flyway. So Lemira kind of got things in hand. Springs certainly has things in hand here, but we got a good one brewing down there in Mayville between the Cardinals and the Cougars. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we'll give you some more stats here at halftime. We also have our Taco Bell trivia coming up here during halftime, so don't go anywhere. We continue. Springs leads by a bunch here at Fruth. Stay with us on Radio Plus.
The innovation you've been waiting for is here. Built on the 16X Cheez-It platform, it's the first flavor matrix stable enough to make a Cheez-It tostada possible, and cheesy enough to power the Crunch Wrap. Because if you want to change the world, you have to bring something big to the table. Think big.
Are you unsure of what career path you want to take? Musa Sheet Metal is looking for motivated individuals to join their highly regarded apprenticeship program. Throughout the program, you'll learn the skills to be able to run your own job site. A career at Musa Sheet Metal is a chance to join a driven team working together to design and build products to help build communities. Learn more at musasheetmetal.com. That's musasheetmetal.com.
Build products that build communities. Apply at musasheetmetal.com.
The time is now to get more truck or SUV for your buck and score enticing offers during Wisconsin's best 2024 clear-out sale, like thousands below MSRP on Ford F-150, or lock in 0.9% 5-year financing on top of our low simplified price on many Ford favorites.
Humble, friendly, and amazingly helpful. That's Holiday's culture.
Come take a test drive, find yours, and drive it home today from Holiday Ford, Fond du Lac.
It's worth the trip.
Here at the Wellness Way Fond du Lac, we disrupt the standard approach to healthcare. We understand that common is not normal, and unlike the restrictive healthcare mentality, we dig deeper to find answers to life-restricting health challenges. While focusing on overcoming interference in the body, we go beyond symptom-based care and address your unique physiology, allowing your mind and body to find its way to better health. You don't need to merely get through every day, but rather take control of your life and, more importantly, your health. The Wellness Way Fond du Lac. Do health differently.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 976 East Johnson Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Matt Moses, and Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Kendra is another great success story from Into the Woods Wellness of Fond du Lac. Talk about how you felt prior to the services being done and then after.
I felt very hopeless almost. What I actually needed was to step back and look at what am I putting into my body and what am I surrounding myself with. Was struggling before, but now I feel a lot more in control.
Again, Kendra is a great example of a huge success story from Into the Woods Wellness of Fond du Lac.
Hey, I'm Jeff Cornelli. I'm the owner of Tavern on the Avenue, Bob's on the Avenue, Just Love Coffee on the Avenue. Just Love Coffee is a franchise out of Nashville, Tennessee. We actually interviewed 30 different people, and these people are above and beyond better than anybody else. 90% of the money that is made in the coffee shop is donated to charities. There's nothing in Fond du Lac like this business. It's very upscale, it's family oriented. We got kids games, the kids can play their games, the families can come here at birthday parties and have coffee at the same time.
We're back here at Fruth Field, 35-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Jordan King and Brad Lenz with you. Brad, all stats I'm about to give are they're officially unofficial. The only thing I know is that Springs scored on 5 of their 6 possessions and lead 35-0. That's the things I'm certain of, and I'm also certain that Springs is a really good football team. I have Ben Anderson for 162 passing and 2 touchdowns, 31 rushing and 2 touchdowns. Stellmacher, 77 yards and a score. Those are kind of the leaders so far. Obviously, Beagle had the long touchdown of 61 yards. Mentioned Jack Holtzman with the 50-yard touchdown reception as well. So wash, rinse, repeat with Ben Anderson, another 4-touchdown performance, and that's just so far. See Xander Lenz warming up on the south side of the field as well, right?
The Ledgers will go with their first-team offense to start the second half, and the reason for that, like I said earlier, during the week it's not real football. It's only helmets and shoulder pads, and they don't do real tackling in practice. They do what they say to a thud. So when they're doing 11-on-11 and there's a play, you kind of hit the guy and then you back off. No one wants to get hurt in practice. So the starters on offense and the starters on defense, quite frankly, don't get a lot of action during the week. So they need Friday nights to perfect their game, because guess what? It's not going to get easier as the season goes on. Now, keep in mind, North Fondy, you could almost call that a little asterisk game. It's almost like a bye week. North Fondy's been down for lots of years. But after that, it's a tough 1, 2, 3. Some of the best teams in the conference are either coming to Fruth or the Ledgers are going to them.
Yeah, and by the way, I think North Fondy is like I said, I'll be interested if I can get a score from there. I can't find a score from there right now. I think they may be the 7th best team in the conference. I think they may be better than Amur this year. I really like what's going on up there with Coach Ibarra, but you're right. They are a decent way away. About 5 minutes or so till we get rolling here in the second half. As I mentioned, Anderson nearing 300 yards of total offense. For him, looks like he may be the Lenz Truck Center Athlete of the Week next week. We'll see about that. And as I mentioned, Lamira up 18 at half over WLA, and a barn burner down in Mayville. 9-0 Campbell Sport lead right now between the Cardinals and the Cougars. So there you go. Taco Bell. Order your favorite Taco Bell menu items online. Pick them up at all drive-through Taco Bell locations in Fond du Lac. Taco Bell, Live Mas. I was going to give them a layup this week, Brad, because, I'm really struggling to get people to – the people don't want the free Taco Bell. The last 3 I've done, I haven't got a response for the free Taco Bell. I don't know what's going on.
We got to give away like a free F-150 at Lens Truck or something like
that. Can you imagine the email inbox? We wouldn't even be able to check it. It'd be overloaded. I was going to say, who was the last team before Springs – or the last team not named Springs to win the Flyway? That's too easy. That would have been the Mayville Cardinals back in the Blake Schroffnagel years. I'll tell you what, we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, so this is easy, but it's not too easy, and it might take some research from someone, but I think it's easy enough. We mentioned his name earlier in the broadcast, who was the 2023 Defensive Player of the Year in the Flyway Conference? We mentioned his name earlier in the broadcast, so we'll see if people were paying attention. They should be able to email us at rpvideosports@gmail.com. Okay, rpvideosports will get that email popped up, rpvideosports@gmail.com. Win yourself some free Taco Bell. And I'm not going to give any more hints.
Well, you don't need to give hints. Not only is it a layup, it's a right-handed layup. It's pretty much the easiest trivia question I've ever heard on the Video Sports here.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate your support for my choice.
You're trying to give away stuff. I love it.
I am. I'm doing my best here. So there you go. That's what happens when you come up with one on the spot. I was really committed to that. Yeah, it was just a train wreck. So, anyways, we'll wait for someone to email in. Once again, rpvideosports@gmail.com. We're monitoring it. We're ready for you.
Since we're watching scoreboards, one thing I'm noticing, Lemira played Laconia last week. At a halftime, it was 14-0. I really thought Lemira was the prize of the conference this year. I really didn't think the Ledgers were the best team in the conference. I thought Lemira was returning the most people from all conference last year. Very well coached, tough place to play. Lemira was kind of the team to beat, in my opinion. They were only winning 14-0 at Laconia last week. The Ledgers are up 35-0 against the same Laconia Spartans. That's a little eye-opening to me. Maybe the Ledgers are a little bit better than I thought.
Could be, for sure. No one yet on that Taco Bell trivia. Come on, people. Easy email here. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have the second half of action here between the Spartans and the Ledgers. Big lead for Springs. Back after this.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
Kendra is another great success story from Into the Woods Wellness of Fond du Lac.
Some of the services that I really love is they offer a salt booth, sauna, IV therapy, and vibration therapy. Those are some of my favorite. I was able to work with a coach, and we looked at what I need for myself and my body and my hormones, and we made a plan. Foods that I eat, the exercise that I need. You'll carry this knowledge with you forever.
Into the Woods Wellness of Fond du Lac.
Integrity Saw and Tool is a proud sponsor of Fond du Lac area sports. They wish the best of luck to all local teams this fall and winter. Integrity prides itself on being the fastest producer of high-quality cutting tools and providing the most reliable sharpening service in the industry. If you're looking for a challenging career with excellent benefits and a family atmosphere, contact the team at integritysaw.com. That's integritysaw.com.
Back here at Fruth, that wraps up our Holiday Automotive Halftime Show. We do have a trivia winner, Brendan Gertig. Congratulations to Joe.
Now, let me ask you a question, Jordan. What if Brendan Gertig was listening in down at Platteville and he was the winner? Could he guess his own name?
Oh, you bet. Yes.
I didn't know what kind of rules you had. I didn't know if, when you have a raffle, you have to be present to win. I didn't know.
I might have matched whatever Radio Plus get. I might have matched that for
because we know Brendan's listening in.
I hope so.
How could you not?
I hope so. He was talk about a senior season last year. I understand football, wishes they could have, won a couple more games. But how about what Gertig and that hockey team was able to do? Talk about a senior year for Brendan Gertig.
Gertig was the best defensive player in the conference last year, but he was also the smartest player that the defensive coaches at St. Mary's Springs said they've ever had. So don't be surprised if Brendan Gertig makes an appearance on the sidelines in the coming future.
Yeah, he's got coach written all over him from what it sounds like. Here's the return, and the possession will start at the 26. Just a reminder, that clock, not that you can see it, will continue to roll through the second half with a 35-point Ledger lead.
A similar thing is happening tonight that happened last week. Running clock again last week at Omro. Unfortunately for the Ledger's second-team offense, the Ledger's kicked off. So now Laconia gets the ball, just like Omro got the ball last week in the second half. So Omro got the ball 3 times in the second half. The Ledger's only got the ball 1 time. The second stringers only got the ball 1 time in the whole second half. Running clock, this game's going to be over before you know it.
Yeah, that was perhaps the stat of the week, in my opinion, when it came to Springs. As Nitz goes under center, I'll touch back on that. Nitz under center, turn give to Renz, and he picks up a yard on the carry. But I saw a tweet from offensive coordinator and head basketball coach Kyle Krieger, and he's like, Springs scores 55 points despite not touching the ball in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's...
And they're going to do Renz. Laconia knows who they are. They are Renz dominated.
Yep.
Renz should just go down to the courthouse and just change the E to a U because he runs all over the place. Renz, number 3, is the running back for Laconia. He's going to get the – no, look at that. Coming out with trips in the near side. This is a formation I've not seen yet. Look for Laconia to spice some things up. They definitely want to be competitive in the flyway the rest of the games, the rest of the season. Jet sweep.
Only time they did this in the first half was a jet sweep, and this is a pass. Weber almost picked off the hands of Weber. And I can't see a number there who dove and almost caught that.
You got Jack Holzman, you got Joey Kuhn, and you got Tate Schufs all around the ball there.
Schufs that almost picked it off.
The second string offense doesn't want that. They want the ball to be punted so that Ledgers can get the ball and get some action. Because last week, like I said, Omro got the ball in the second half. They went a 3 and out, and then they got their punt blocked and scooped 6th. So they got the ball again. They took the whole third quarter. They had the ball the whole third quarter, never gained any yards.
Yeah, it's crazy how quickly the time melts away. Already 2+ minutes gone out of this third quarter, as it's a 3rd and long 9, make it 10 for Nitz in the pistol. And it's a fumble, ball on the floor, and Nitz jumps back on top of it. He'll lose a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th and 11.
What a great athletic play by number 2, Noah Mall. Came in, didn't make the tackle, but he stripped it, almost like a strip sack. I'm not sure if that's a blaster because it was a fumble, but not a fumble recovery. He caused the fumble, but I think the Ledgers have to get the ball for it to actually be a blaster.
Okay.
And the ever-explosive number 4, Ben Baker, very dangerous. Laconia would be better off putting this out of bounds, but we'll see what happens here.
And Van Beek's done a good job of that today. Baker has not touched the ball on a return.
Ooh.
And this one Van Beek barely gets it away. Baker at the last second going to decide he's going to return it. Makes a couple of men miss. Breaks another tackle down the near side. Cuts back up. Got some blockers. He falls forward to the 25. That's a return for Ben Baker right on cue, Brad, of 35 yards.
He didn't take it to a touchdown, but one of the most explosive, fun plays I've seen all season. What a great play. When he touches the ball, look out. I mean, Ben Baker coming on the scene this year, really taking the flyway by storm of his explosive plays.
I think in college they might have blown that dead. When the ball was bouncing, Baker was waving away with his hands, and if you do that at the next level, they consider that to be a fair catch. Can't make any motions like that.
They got trips to the far side. Look for a bubble screen here.
Here is Anderson.
There it is.
Looking up to the top to the aforementioned Ben Baker. Makes a man miss. Another juke move, and now a flag comes sailing in from deep, and Noah Mao kind of tosses his head back as if to roll his eyes.
And when you see trips like that, and you got Ben Baker in the game, I kind of think the Ledgers are going to get the ball to Ben Baker. It's just kind of I can almost read what we're doing by the formation and who's on the field.
Block in the back. Noah Mowell, second time he's done that.
Ooh, he's
tonight.
He's gonna be getting an earful from Coach Highland. That's a mental mistake. That's a no because we have to play fundamentally sound, mistake-free football. Highland would love to go over there and unplug that scoreboard. Highland
at least be able to stop the clock, right?
2 things Highland doesn't like. He doesn't like mental mistakes. He doesn't like when players are late. Jack Holzman found that out. He was late for weights on Tuesday morning. Weights started at 7 a.m. He got there at 7:10. He had to do what I thought I heard 6 40s. I'm like, that's not too bad. It was 60 40s. Jack Holzman had to do as a punishment in order to play tonight.
Corbin Rule on the carry. Picks up about 3 of those penalty yards. It'll be 2nd and 15.
So I'm going to go on a limb and say Jack Holzman will never be late for weights again.
Probably a safe bet there. So after 1st and 18, now 2nd and 15 for the Ledgers, trying to get back on schedule. 6:46 to go in this third quarter. And Ben Anderson with Rule right next to him.
So starting offense, other than the running back, Stelmacher's out, Ruel's in the senior.
Turn the give, back-to-back carries.
Oh.
And, oh, man, there is a Laconia Spartan that is
rolled up on.
Yeah, that was and the flag went flying. I'm not sure what they're going to get here on the call. It was a pickup of 4, and the flag was the umpire heaved it into the air. It's something on Laconia here. Face mask, perhaps? You bet. So pickup of 4, and 15 more gives us an Addison Jones first down for the Ledgers. And the first down of this second half, ball down at the 13-yard line.
And Noah Mull is going to have to learn from those mistakes. This game is in hand. The mistakes aren't going to alter the game at all. However, Noah Mull is the leader of this team. He is the captain of the team, and he's the leader on offense and defense. Ben Anderson arguably right up there, but everyone looks to Noah Mull. Noah Mull is the leader on and off the field. When he talks, everyone listens. You don't want that leader to be getting dumb mistakes like that, like unnecessary roughness, bad blocks in the back, things like that.
1st and 10 from the 13. Anderson over the middle, 2-mile, batted away. Nice play by Parker Laper in the secondary for the Spartans.
And again, Anderson went touchdown to check down. He went for the touchdown, even though I thought he had guys in the flat. The flat is like the 5 to 10 yards to the far left and far right of the field. That's the flat of the defense. I thought he had Rebeck and Highland more open than Mull. Decided to go for broke, and good play by the Laconia Spartans. Defended incomplete.
That's the second or third pass defensed by Laper tonight that really has been impressive. You got to give the love to the secondary guys when you can in the flyway because it's such a run-heavy league. Here is Anderson, sends a man in motion, and the give to Rule up the middle, and it's going to be a first down. That was a hard, angry run by the senior, and he picked up 11.
And the Ledgers don't lose anything when Ruel's in the game. Stelmacher's a great player, but Ruel's right up there with him. And this is very important to rest Stelmacher. The last thing you need is your running back to get beat up all season long and expect him to be healthy and 100% at postseason time. Just like Laconia, number 3, Jack Renz. I'm going to have to take an ice bath tonight. He must be extremely beat up after this game with all the runs he's had.
1st and goal from the 3. Anderson in the pistol. And the give, and it's a touchdown. 3 yards, 4 carries on the series there from Ruel.
Great play by Ruel. Everyone in the stadium knew Ruel's getting the ball. He's a crowd favorite, a team favorite. He's a senior running back, not getting a lot of action, but the coaches know he's one of the important people in this game, of this team, because he's got to get some touches to keep the bruises off Stelmacher. And if Stelmacher goes down, Ruel's going to have to be there right there to pick up because they're the only 2 running backs on the team that can really play at a high level.
25-yard drive. That was the second shortest possession for the Ledgers as they roll over the 40-point mark.
That's what happens when you give them a short field.
And extra point up and good. So let's take a timeout. Springs leads it 42-0 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Back with more after this.
When you hire the attorneys with the Everson Law Office, you're getting more than professional presentation. The attorneys at Everson Law Office are committed to excellence and have been successfully representing their clients since 2005. Practicing business law, estate planning, probate, guardianships, and real estate, they work closely with their clients, providing exceptional legal services that are catered specifically to their needs. Call attorney William Everson at 920-922-7113 or go to everson-law.com.
Back here at Fruth, 42-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. High school sports today on RadioPlusInfo.com, presented by these 4 Fond du Lac area Edward Jones financial advisors, Matt Moses, Jeff Wills, Robert Bruce, and Patrick Ellisted. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
I will say this. The Ledgers defense during practice, when they go against the second string offense, which you're going to see in a little bit, the Ledgers are going to have their second string offense led by number 7, Xander Lenz. When the first string defense plays against the second string offense up at practice, they're getting more of a good look than what the Ledgers have seen lately. Amro was not a good look. Amro's offense was not very good. Laconia is struggling as well. Looks like both of those programs are in rebuilding mode, not reloading mode.
Good tackle here.
Kale Krusek, number 9.
Coverage. Kuhn racing down the near side.
Kuhn's all over the place. He's a fearless tackler. He will go 100 miles an hour, doesn't care about his body, just wants the guy with the ball to go down and to go down hard.
30-yard line is where Laconia will start this drive. 3:25 to go in the third.
Lots of sophomores in the game. You can tell the sophomores because they don't have their last name on the back of their jersey. So I see number 40, Zane Wilson on the near side, a defensive back. Matthew Miller is the D tackle near side here. Kriego's the linebacker.
Nitz throws it out to Martins. Martins trying to look for some room on the left side. Picks up 3.
These sophomores are going to get action tonight, and then they're going to be able to rest tomorrow and Sunday. And they're going to come back Monday and play Laconia's JV up at St. Mary Springs. Laconia's program is kind of hurting for numbers. I only counted 5 freshmen, 4 sophomores. That's not enough to play JV football. So they're going to bring a couple of the juniors down to play against the freshman and sophomore JV team at St. Mary Springs. That game starts at Monday at 4:30 at Laconia, traveling to Laconia. Now, don't travel too fast for Laconia. I think they sell T-shirts that say Laconia, just the ticket, because they give away so many speeding tickets.
I have heard. Here goes Martins once again. And that's a good run there, picking up about 8 yards on that play.
When I watched Laconia play and number 33, Austin Martins, went in the game, I thought he was an explosive running back. Not as talented as Jack Renz, the junior, but, man, 33 could start in a lot of teams in the flyway.
Yeah, this might be an opportunity. That's a good catch by the back judge. Just realized Springs didn't pick up their kicking tee, so that's a good. Make sure no one
they've had plenty
rolls
of
an ankle.
They've had plenty of practice of getting it.
Yeah, no kidding. Here is Martins once again, hit hard in the backfield and stuffed there. So after a couple of nice positive plays for Martins, got dropped pretty quickly on that play. 1:38 to go in the third quarter. Springs up 42-0 on the Quest Interior scoreboard.
Who was on the tackle in that last play?
I didn't see all 3 numbers.
What a ferocious hit.
I thought it was 15 was the first one there.
That's
which
Jack
is
McGuire, the sophomore.
I'm pretty sure it was McGuire who just came busting through from his linebacker spot.
Oh, lost contain.
Here goes Nitz, near side, fires it up, and Parker Laper makes the catch. Laper into Springs territory at the 40-yard line with 1 minute and 4 seconds left.
And that's a no-no. The Ledgers will talk about that on Monday at film. Number 27, Corbin Rell, now in at outside linebacker, lost contain. The Laconian guy not only caught the ball, but he hit 2 feet in bounds. You only need 1 in high school. You only need 1 in college as well. You need 2 in the NFL on Sundays, or Thursdays and Mondays now, and sometimes Fridays. But the Laconia guy, he's practicing for NFL style. He drug both feet just to make double sure he got in. Great catch.
So the Spartans
are driving.
I believe, I'd have to double check my notes here. I believe it's the first time they're in Springs territory. Here is the give to Martins once again, trying to be patient on that left side. It's kind of difficult. That was a good run from Martins to get 3. Patience is easier said than done when you're playing a speedy defense like St. Mary Springs, isn't it,
And
Brad?
now the first team defense is out of the game. They're not coming back in for no matter what happens. However, they are cheering on their second stringers right now because they don't want to give up a touchdown. Like I said in the past, that's another blaster. And those blasters are those little skull and crossbone stickers that go on the helmets that are given away every Thursday before the next Friday game. And those guys cherish those. It's something that the players sometimes keep forever. I see some of the coaches still have them on their baseball caps from when they played for Bob Highland back in the 90s and beyond.
That's the end of the third. Let's take a timeout. 42-0. We head to the fourth between the Spartans and the Ledgers. Stay with us on Radio Plus.
dedication, training, giving 100%. Back in Action proudly supports high school athletes on and off the field. From physical and occupational therapy to pre- and post-orthopedic surgery to work-related and sports injuries, the staff at Back in Action is trained and dedicated to your treatment, recovery, and return to the lifestyle you're looking for. With locations in Fond du Lac, Kewaskum, Mayville, and New Holstein, Back in Action has a one-on-one approach that's second to none. Learn more at backinactionrehab.com.
Back here at Fruth, 42-0, Quest Interior scoreboard. Here's Martins again. Massive hole for Martins, and he battles through a couple of ledgers and rolls his way inside the 20 to the 18. Another hard run from Martins, and he's going to find himself the leading statistical player for Laconia here before long.
And the game's in hand, but Laconia's not going to quit. They want to keep players, when they want to do positive plays, they can talk about, and they're looking at their talent too. They're looking at their linemen, they're looking at their wide receivers, looking at their running backs, trying to figure out how they can get some W's on the board because they don't want to have what happened to them last year. Like I said, they won their first 2 games last year, like they did this year. Then they rattled off 7 losses all in a row.
Laconia is at Mayville. Here's a run by Martins once again. Laconia is at Mayville next week, and then I think is the biggest game of the season for Laconia. They are home against WLA the following week. I believe Laconia is plenty good enough to beat WLA, and we've seen the last couple of years, Brad, the 5th-place team, not an automatic qualifier, but the computers like the flyway because of Springs, because of Mayville's recent success. The algorithm, the computers love the flyway. You have a Division 3 team, 2 Division 4 teams now. Mayville plays in D4. With the performance factor, Campbell Sports a D4 team. Here's the quarterback sneak, and Laconia gets the first down. Springs is up in D5. You have no D6 teams anymore. Like, the computer is going to continue to like this conference. If Laconia can finish 5th, beat WLA, you got the 2 non-conference wins. Like, I think they could get into the postseason despite having a losing record in the conference.
If you are close to 500 and you had 2 non-conference wins, you got a great chance of getting in. If you were 1-1 or certainly 0-2 non-conference and weren't 500 or better in your conference, you don't have a chance. But yeah, there's been lots of years where 4 or 5 teams made it in the playoffs, and not only did they make the playoffs, but just a couple years ago, all the teams won in the first round, which is impressive.
Well, last year Mayville was sub 500 in the conference, and 8 seed knocked WLA off. There's a big hit in the backfield. Martins is driven. Well, they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and goal from about the 8.
Joshua Ducks, number 17. What a great play. He blitzed on the near side here, and nothing stopped him. They didn't want to block him. The running back didn't have a hole to go right through the line of scrimmage. Had to shuffle his field, but that was all that Ducks needed to get the ball, grabbed him from the back, and threw him down. Great play by 17.
2nd and goal from the 8. And it's under center. Running back is Martins. He'll get the carry. Martins picking his way on the right side, dives forward down to the 2. It'll be 3rd and goal down near the goal line.
Laconia wants a touchdown here. They definitely do not want a 0 on the scoreboard. They want something to be able to talk about on the way home.
9 minutes here in the 4th quarter. 42-0. Springs scored on their, they've only had 7 possessions in the game. They've scored on 6 of them. And the other one was a 3 and out, albeit penalties, but still.
That was that second possession of the game, which was, I thought maybe we'd have a game here tonight. And after that, it was all ledgers.
That was kind of the turning point, which we'll get to in our post game. Maybe a little preview of that. There's a touchdown run. It was not Martins. I couldn't see if they gave that to Hagner again or who that was. That was number 12.
That's Weber, the captain, the tight end. I'm not sure if he lined up as a fullback, so he's the backup fullback, and it was just dive right. They got Hagner off in the sides there. He's not going to play anymore tonight, but they wanted to get their captain, number 12, Weber, the touchdown.
So 42-6, the Spartans putting some points on the board, and we will get to see Ethan Van Beek. And I think we're got timeout for Laconia. We'll take timeout. We'll take it with them here on Radio Plus. 8:33 to go. Springs leading big over Laconia. Back after this.
Fond du Lac Credit Union knows that we all have many different goals that we want to achieve in life. like paying off debt or planning your dream wedding. We also know that sometimes unfortunate things can happen that are out of our control, like car trouble or a broken washer and dryer. For all of your personal needs, Fond du Lac Credit Union has personal loans customized just for you. Wherever you are in life, Fond du Lac Credit Union can help get you to where you want to be. For more information, simply visit fdlcu.com or stop in today.
Sargento has definitely given me some opportunities. I am able to live in a beautiful place like this, able to pursue all my passions and hobbies. They want us to have a good quality of life.
So PAT coming here for Ethan Van Beek. I'd hold 4 times in a row and give him a chance from 50. That's what I'd do if I were the Spartans. Good snap, good hold. That's been a problem for them all season, and it's good this time. Ethan Van Beek slams it through, and it's 42-7. 8:33 to go in this fourth quarter. Let's sneak one more timeout in. We'll come back with the next Springs possession after this.
Here at the Wellness Way Fond du Lac, we disrupt the standard approach to healthcare. We understand that common is not normal, and unlike the restrictive healthcare mentality, we dig deeper to find answers to life-restricting health challenges. While focusing on overcoming interference in the body, we go beyond symptom-based care and address your unique physiology, allowing your mind and body to find its way to better health. You don't need to merely get through every day, but rather take control of your life and, more importantly, your health. The Wellness Way Fond du Lac. Do health differently.
Back here at Fruth, just got an update from down in Mayville. It's 9-7. Campbell Sport leads Mayville by a pair. And you got a good one going down there between two teams that have designs of challenging for a conference title with these Ledgers.
Well, flip a coin on who would win that game, because those two teams are very equal, very talented teams. Definitely will be a formidable opponent for the Ledgers in the coming weeks.
I'll be there for the call between Springs and Campbell Sport coming up 2 weeks from now.
Touchback.
And I believe Campbell Sport has the best defense in the conference. Again, I understand that I'm saying that to some people who maybe are Springs viewers watching that. Campbell Sport have some men on the defensive line. They are a big team this year, and I'll tell you what, I think that defense is they got a couple linebackers. It's no joke, and that'll be a good one coming up in a couple of weeks.
The 11 guys on the field right now for the Ledgers, this is basically the second string offense for the Ledgers, and this is the offense that goes against the Ledgers' first string defense in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And they do fairly well against the first-string defense. They really move the ball. They got some talented linemen, some great position players. Lenz at the quarterback.
Here is Lenz, sends a man in motion. It's Jack Holtzman, who bobbled it a little bit on the handoff, and he cuts upfield. 70 yards. He's gone. You called it early. It's actually 80 yards. And Holtzman, oh, my goodness. You know, you ever heard the expression, if he's even, he's leaving? Well, that's Jack Holtzman. There were 3 Laconia Spartans who had an angle to take him down, and he's gone for 80.
If you give Jack Holtzman an inch of daylight, he's gone. He's not only fast, but he's hard to bring down. He's a very strong guy. Like I said, maybe those 60-40s he had to run this week because he was late for weights paid off, because maybe he's even stronger, ready to play Friday night.
He now has a touchdown of 80 yards on the ground, and he has a touchdown of 50 yards receiving.
There I thought Ben Anderson had the player of the game all locked up, and now maybe we have a little competition.
Well, Holzman's up to 130 yards total and 2 touchdowns. Anderson's almost 200 yards of total offense and 4 touchdowns.
Now, Jack Holtzman was a quarterback last year for the first couple of practices because he's a freak athlete, but the ball just does not come out throwing very well for Jack, so they decided to let him focus on running the ball, and he's definitely found his niche for the Ledgers offense.
Yeah, you think? Oh, my. Like a bullet. 49-7, the lead for Springs on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Let's take a timeout. Back with more after this. Stay with us.
Brock Fleischer here with Homestead Realty. I know that buying and selling a home can be stressful. I'm here to help. Are you ready to sell? I have buyers waiting for a home just like yours. Are you looking to buy? I can sell any home that's on the market, and I'm here to get you pre-approved to purchase, along with finding the best loan and lender for your situation. I'll even go as far as arranging movers. For an easier real estate transaction, give me a call. Rock Fleischer, 920-960-0555.
Back at Fruth, 49-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. One play, 80-yard drive.
Wow,
that's easy.
And you're gonna hear that name a lot next year. Jack Holzman is going to be all over the field, just like Ben Baker. They got a lot of returning playmakers for the Ledgers. They'll lose Anderson, but they'll have Stelmacher coming back. They have 3 of the 5 offensive linemen coming back. The Ledgers, in my opinion, will be stronger next year than this year.
That's a bold statement, though perhaps true. Here goes Martins again. He's looked really good. Delivers a blow, and careful down there, Ben Baker. As he might have taken the worst of that one.
I don't think I have Ben Baker on kickoffs anymore. He's too valuable of a player. I'm saying it half jokingly, but I think he's got to come off of kickoff. I think he's to the point now where he's just too valuable. We do not want him to be lost. It'd be like having Ben Anderson on kickoff. You would never think of it, right? Ben Baker's one of those similar players. Now, you remember Ben Baker also hurt his shoulder. He was a quarterback last year in the JV level. He hurt his shoulder against Amarillo last year in the third week of the season, came out super early. The Ledgers JV at that time was 0-2, down 14-0. Ben Baker got hurt, our starting quarterback. Lenz came in, stepped up, led him back to a 14-14 tie. We thought that we were going to kick off and they were just run out the clock. Jax Lenz, which is Xander's brother, forced a fumble. The Ledgers got the ball back, scored again, won the game 21-14, and then won the rest of the games the rest of the season.
7:15 to go here in the ball game. And Laconia has also made a change at the quarterback position. Now number 14, Ethan Pino, into the ball game. He's, speaking of tremendous basketball players, Pino is one of them. He also threw a no-hitter perfect game. Now it was shortened game because Laconia blew out Amro in the spring, but he three-sport athlete, tremendous pitcher, and now getting a few cracks here out on the football field.
When Pino was second, third, fourth grade, he was arguably the best player in the whole county at baseball.
Turn, the give. Nice spin from Martins to get away from the first tackler, but wrapped up in the backfield. Once again, there he is, knifing through again, number 15 for the Ledgers, Jack McGuire. It's his second tackle for loss in, 6 or 7 snaps played.
Jack McGuire has a nose for the football. He's not overly big. He's not overly fast. He's not overly strong. But, man, he just finds the ball. And I'm not just saying just lucky, just from play to play. It's every single game since he's been playing 5th grade. Running the ball, he's got explosive cuts. And a middle linebacker, he likes to hit. And he finds the ball. He goes sideline to sideline.
Well, he's quite easily the shortest player on the field right now. Here's the pitch to Martins over on the far side. Good. And a broken tackle, I was going to say.
Jackson Sabo, number 45, the sophomore, the tight end / linebacker on the JV level. Again, these sophomores are getting action Friday night, and then they get to play again Monday. That's only going to help them not only for this season but next season, because when you get that experience as a sophomore, you come back as a junior, your chest is a little bit bigger, the game is a little bit slower, the lights aren't quite as bright, and you're able to step up and play that much better. Now, Ben Baker's back in on punt return here, but they're leaving the rest of the second stringers in to a punt return. Let's see what happens here with Ben Baker.
And another stoppage for another Laconia timeout. So the Spartans down to 1 timeout left. Let's sneak a break in as they take the timeout on the field. Ledgers up by 42 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Back after this.
We need play at all ages and stages of life to keep us and our communities healthy and happy and full of energy and excitement. At Burke, development, research, design, innovation, wellness, and connection guide us each and every day and help us bring the highest level of play to the communities we serve. Play gives us the power to connect. It tells us anything is possible and that we are always capable. The time is now to play.
5:18 to go in this ball game. Ledgers up big, Brad.
Well, the second string offense certainly wants Ben Baker to do well here, but they're probably saying, hey, Ben,
don't run it back.
Yeah, don't run it back. We kind of want to get our plays and we want to get a little action here.
Jack gave us a 1-play possession last time.
Yeah, Xander had a great handoff. He's had 1 play. The rest of the linemen are like, hey, man, we want some action too. So we all want Ben Baker to do well, but maybe just step out at least at the 50 or 40.
Van Beek back deep. Just had a lead change down in Mayville. The Cardinals now up 15-7, or 15-9, excuse me, over Campbell Sport. That was 9-0 at one juncture. It's down there, and as the first team offense will get second team offense, will get an opportunity, as you mentioned, Brad. But that's a big one down in Mayville. That's 15 straight points, back-to-back touchdowns, plus a 2-point conversion for the Cardinals to take a 6-point lead against the Cougars as we scoreboard watch around the Flyway.
That's why football is so exciting in the Flyway. There's so many teams that are, who knows who's going to win that game. Both teams are very well prepared, very talented on both sides of the ball.
Excellent coaching,
a good tradition at both those schools. Here we go with the second string offense.
Couple of options to either side. Lenz in the shotgun. There's the snap. And Ruel will keep going, and 6 yards on the pickup there. He's had a nice second half.
Every single one of the ledgers on offense right now is coming back next year, except for Ruel. So you're seeing the offense of the future right now.
In the second half, let's see if I can do some quick math here for Ruel. He's got 27 yards rushing on 5 carries. Not bad. You'll take that.
Absolutely. Good for him.
Ledger's back to the line for a second and long 3. Under 4 minutes to play in this one. Lenz is going to take it on the quarterback keeper straight up the middle, and depends on the spot. They wave their hands to stop the clock. Clock's not going to stop, but that means first down. So just enough there. Lenz leans forward and picks up the first down. Brought to you by Addison Jones. Call them, then call the movers.
Wasn't much there, just a big pile. I'm actually surprised there was a first down. Now, the Ledgers don't want to run it up, but they also still want to get some action for this team to get, a well-balanced offense. So, some of the fans may not understand why would the Ledgers pass being up 49-7, but look for a pass to get the offense, the receivers, some ball, and get the offense fine-tuned for later in the season.
Instead, a run straight up the middle. Pickup of 2, second and 8. 2:59 now as we tick under 3 minutes to go in this one.
And you can't really say it's running up the score because we just tried to run the ball to Jack Holzman. He took it for 80 yards. So sometimes passing the ball is every bit as important as running the ball. Those receivers, they go to practice every week. They lift weights. They want the ball as well.
Look, this may not be the popular opinion. I don't really understand how you can call anything running up the score if you have subbed out all of your starting players. I don't care if it's a run or a pass. Here goes Lenz. Lenz straight up the gut.
Lost his helmet.
Picks up 5. And
he's got to come out for a play.
Who's the third string? Oh, they're going to send Anderson back. Hang on. Hang on here.
They'll probably call a timeout.
Take a timeout, maybe. No, they're going to send Anderson out there with 2:10.
Lenz has got a shut helmet. None of the helmets at the Ledger's locker room fit him, so he went up to Shields Sporting Goods and bought that helmet. The best thing that I noticed about Amro last week, they all had the F7 shuts. Those are some expensive, nice helmets. Amro, tip my hat to Amro's athletic program to get helmets for like that for all the kids.
Under 2 minutes to play. The turn, the give, and another first down. So a couple of first downs picked up. And McGuire, there's his name getting called once again. First down pickup.
Ben Anderson did a great job handing the ball off there.
You got to love it.
The third string.
Anderson heard our conversation about maybe not player of the game. He wanted to impact the game one more time.
Maybe he was hoping for a busted play so he could do some razzle-dazzle and take it to the house.
Don't forget about me, he says. Here's the
Cal
give. Jet sweep, and a nice job over there on the far side by Laconia.
Now, some of the what you'll notice in high school football, as every year goes on, a lot of programs lose players. St. Mary Springs, the sophomore class, actually gained players. There's an example. Number 35, Cal Steffes, did not play as a freshman. I tried my hardest to get him to come out as a freshman. He just wanted to concentrate on basketball and baseball, but I think he looked back at it and wish he did play last year. We're so glad he's out this year. Number 35, Cal Steffes, making an impact on both sides of the ball on the JV level and now on the varsity level.
Unless Springs really pushes it, this should be the last play of the ball game. Here goes Lenz out to the side, and we're going to get a penalty flag, which should confirm this being the last play of the game because they'll run it straight through the discussion of the penalty. So this one's going to finish 49-7, and I didn't see if they even ruled it. I don't think they even cared if it was a completed pass or not.
Illegal man downfield. One of the offensive linemen were you only could go 2 yards downfield. I didn't see any. I don't know. I don't understand that call. There was no one downfield.
So that's the ball game, 49-7. Springs gets a big win over the Laconia Spartans here tonight, and Laconia falls to 0-2 in the conference. Springs moves to 2-0 in the flyway and remains unbeaten 4-0 on the season. 49-7 the final on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Coming up next, we have our Fox Valley Savings Bank post-game show. We'll tell you about our turning point of the game, crown a player of the game, hopefully talk to a player up here in the booth, and we will have plenty more as we continue. 49-7 the final. Springs gets the win. Back after this.
For over 120 years, Bristol Morgan Bank has served central Wisconsin communities. We're still here, not just as your financial partner, but as a community partner. Communities change over time. They grow, your business grows, your family priorities change. This is why, over the years, we've adapted to the needs of our customers, offering digital tools for convenience, scheduling in-person appointments where and when it works for you, designing products to impact your financial future, because that's what community banks do.
People have a reluctance to go see the dentist. It's an easy thing to put off or avoid altogether. But one visit to the caring professionals at Fondy Family Dental will change the way you think about the dentist. They provide quality family dental services to all ages in a happy, honest, and efficient manner that teaches and involves you on your custom plan. If you don't have insurance, ask about their new membership plan that can save you money. Call or schedule online today at fondyfamilydental.com.
Scotty's Auto Works for affordable auto care, from tires and alignments to routine auto maintenance. Trust the guys at Scotty's Auto Works, next to Pump and Pantry, Fond du Lac.
In 1925, Winnebago Lutheran Academy opened their doors to the first class of Vikings. For the last 99 years, WLA has offered a welcoming and safe environment for our students to learn and grow. We are continually blessed with a dedicated faculty and staff who inspire our students in their academic pursuits and, most importantly, in their spiritual lives. As we begin our 100th year of education, we look back on all the blessings we have received from God and acknowledge the grace upon grace He has provided. Thank you, Fond du Lac and surrounding communities, for 100 years of continuous support.
Planning to build? Whether it's a new home, remodel, or commercial project, you need a committed team that's dedicated to bringing your visions to reality. You need Pinot. After all, we've been doing it for over 45 years. To start your next project, go to www.rapinno.com and you'll learn about the Pinot difference. Pinot, build better for future generations.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 976 East Johnson Street. Patrick Elistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Matt Moses. And Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
At Camera Casino, we are making magic happen.
If you have a lot of slides sitting at home, we can magically put them on a CD for you. Need a different lens? We can fix that.
If you need something to carry all of your equipment, watch this. Oh, sometimes smaller is better.
Whether you're looking for cameras, tripods, or accessories, Camera Casino can make magic happen for you.
Here at Pizza Ranch, we believe in happy accidents, like in 1964, when a Buffalo, New York restaurant owner accidentally bought chicken wings instead of chicken necks. The 60s were a crazy time. Well, decades later, and the mistake-turned masterpiece is now at Pizza Ranch. Introducing our new traditional and boneless chicken wings, tossed in our signature sauces. 2 more ways to get the country's best chicken available for carryout and delivery. Maybe it wasn't an accident after all, just delicious fate. Pizza Ranch.
49-7 the final here on RP Video Sports. 49-7 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Ben Anderson And the St. Mary's Springs Ledgers get a big win over Laconia here this evening. 42 points when everything's all said and done. Second half, the Ledgers scored on 2 of their 3 drives. The third drive was incomplete. They were driving the football, so that one, don't really count that one. But so 6 of the 8 drives here tonight, 7 of the 8 drives, Brad, here tonight. This offense, it's got it rolling. I understand the schedule, especially the last couple of weeks, has played to that, but everything's going right now for the Ledgers. They scored on every possession last week, and they've scored on all but one this week.
The Ledgers are taking care of business. I remember that song when I was a kid. Taking care of business. So the Ledgers are clicking on all cylinders on offense, defense, and special teams. What else could you ask for? They have one more game that's not going to be a test for them next week is North Fond du Lac. Probably a similar score of the Omro game. And then after that, it's big-time football. It is conference championship on the line. One mix-up, one mess-up, and you're not the conference champs. You want that gold ball in the trophy case. You don't want to be that class that didn't get one.
Just a reminder, at Campbellsport, at Lemira, home to Mayville. That's the schedule. And then, you, like I said, you have the rivalry game of WLA to close out the season. So after North Fond du Lac next week, like you said, it's big boy football, and it's big boy football in a hurry. We'll try to get you some final scores from around the conference. Just a couple of updates. I mentioned the Mayville score. They're up 6 over Campbellsport currently. Lemira started to pull away. It's now 38-10 was the last update that I got from down in Lemira over Winnebago Lutheran. Marion University. This is our Fox Valley Savings Bank postgame show. Looking for a loan with no hassle? They can help. Local bank, local lenders, your community, your local community bank. Fox Valley Savings Bank, and they present our postgame show. Marion University has our turning point to the game. Log on to marionuniversity.edu to get started today. And look, usually when the scoreboard reads this, the turning point, it's so hard to figure out a turning point. You're like, was it the kickoff or something? But I do think there was a turning point. Springs, Laconia, Springs got the football first. They have the long touchdown pass to Beagle.
And Highland talked about that in the pregame. He said Laconia is going to have to play perfect to beat you guys. He said that to his players. He knew he had the superior, talented team. He said Laconia is going to have to play perfect football. And when Laconia gave up that 70-yard pass to Beagle, they no longer were playing perfect football. It was only downhill from there for the Spartans.
But that was obviously a big play. But then Laconia, second drive, they force 3 and out for the Ledgers. They get the ball. They get a first down. They have a 3rd down and 5. Springs able to corral Jack Renz, brought him down in the backfield, force a Laconia punt, and the rest is history. So, look, it got to a point there. Laconia had a little offensive momentum. They had the ball near midfield. It cut down Renz in the backfield, and Springs took care of things from then on. So there you go. I see Ben Anderson running up to the press box here, and we'll see if we have enough. If we got enough cable. Yeah, that would be great. We'll see if we can throw. Brad, can you toss that headset down to Ben? And talking to us right now, our BCI Burke player of the game. Log on to burkecareers.com. That's BURKE careers.com. Ben Anderson had you for, 196 or something like that, and 4 total touchdowns here tonight. Ben, things have been going good the last couple of weeks. Appreciate a few minutes. What's starting to click for you guys offensively? Last 2 weeks have been impressive.
Yeah, definitely. I think our offensive line has really been playing hard, giving me a lot of time to work. I mean, it's not very difficult to make some throws when I got 5 seconds to throw. So, yeah. And then our guys are getting open and giving me opportunities to get them the ball. And we got a bunch of playmakers, so when they get the ball, they're going to score.
Talk about the evolution of Will at the running back spot, 77 yards tonight. Early on, they contained him well. Then it was 12, 13.
Right.
8. Just talk about his evolution as a running back.
Yeah, definitely. He's really battled hard. I mean, he kind of didn't know what his role was going to be on the team early on in the season. But now that he's in that role, he's really coming together and really he runs hard. I mean, he cuts. He's got the whole package. So, yeah, he's definitely been running hard and doing good things with the ball.
Last one for you. We'll let you get out of here and celebrate the win. There's so many options on this team for you. You're one of them. Make no mistake in the running game. But when you drop back to pass, knowing you got Ben and all of these guys that
Right.
you can pass the ball to, got to be pretty confidence-inspiring for you.
Oh, it feels great, man. I mean, we've got so many guys. I mean, we've got a 4-man rotation of wide receivers that I know if I get them the ball, they're going to make something happen, along with our tight ends and then our running backs. You know, if I get them the ball, they're going to do the hard work, and I can just sit back and watch. So, yeah, it feels good.
Ben, appreciate a few
Thank
minutes.
you.
Let you go
Appreciate
celebrate
it.
the win. That's Ben Anderson, our BCI Burke player of the game here this evening. If he was going to be willing to come up and chat with us, we'll make him the player of the game. So there you go. 49-7 the final on Quest Interior's scoreboard. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll finish things up here from Fruth Field. Dominating win for Springs. You're watching on Radio Plus. Stay with us.
The time is now to get more truck or SUV for your buck and score enticing offers during Wisconsin's best 2024 clear-out sale, like thousands below MSRP on Ford F-150, or lock in 0.9% 5-year financing on top of our low simplified price on many Ford favorites.
Humble, friendly, and amazingly helpful. That's Holiday's culture.
Come take a test drive, find yours, and drive it home today from Holiday Ford, Fond du Lac.
It's worth the trip.
Planning to build? Whether it's a new home, remodel, or commercial project, you need a committed team that's dedicated to bringing your visions to reality. You need Pinot. After all, we've been doing it for over 45 years. To start your next project, go to www.rapinno.com and you'll learn about the Pinot difference. Pinot. Build better for future generations.
Every customer can be a Signature Home customer. I think that's what Signature Homes does really well, is that we can touch not only the customer who's building for the first time, but also the customers that know what they want and want to pull pieces of other property that they've lived in and loved. And you can really trust that we know what we're doing and that we have 30 years of experience in the market doing it with quality craftsmanship and a lot of style and design. And at the end, we get a chance to walk them through and see their smiling faces, and we know that we've achieved our goal.
Sargento has definitely given me some opportunities. I am able to live in a beautiful place like this, able to pursue all my passions and hobbies. They want us to have a good quality of life.
This is Craig Larson, sales manager with locally owned Dufresne Moving and Storage. Moving is very important to me, and I take pride in making sure our clients are happy with their overall experience at a reasonable cost and done in a high quality manner. We have a crew that is dedicated on taking care of your stuff. Call me today for an estimate at 1-800-425-MOVE or visit us at DufresneMoving.com. Dufresne Moving and Storage of Fond du Lac. Making your move and storage of goods simple.
When you hire the attorneys with the Everson Law Office, you're getting more than professional presentation. The attorneys at Everson Law Office are committed to excellence and have been successfully representing their clients since 2005. Practicing business law, estate planning, probate, guardianships, and real estate, they work closely with their clients, providing exceptional legal services that are catered specifically to their needs. Call attorney William Everson at 920-922-7113 or go to everson-law.com.
Okay, let's start with some clouds, some mountains over there, and finally a river. Hey, Dad, look.
Looks like the perfect spot.
American Family Insurance is here to protect your family on the road with the Travel Peace of Mind package.
American Family Insurance.
Visit Brad Tagle Pizza today in Fond du Lac or Ripon.
For over 120 years, Bristol Morgan Bank has served central Wisconsin communities. We're still here, not just as your financial partner, but as a community partner. Communities change over time. They grow, your business grows, your family priorities change. This is why, over the years, we've adapted to the needs of our customers, offering digital tools for convenience, scheduling in-person appointments where and when it works for you, designing products to impact your financial future, because that's what community banks do.
Coming to you from Fruth Field for one last time this evening. Jordan King with you here on the broadcast. Appreciate Ben Anderson stopping up for a couple of minutes after the game and sharing his thoughts on a 49-7 win for Springs over Laconia. Anderson, 195 some odd yards and 4 total touchdowns for Anderson. Jack Holzman, another guy who could well have been the player of the game. Couple of long touchdowns, had a 50-yard touchdown reception from Anderson, and also had that 80-yard run in the first possession of the second half for the Ledgers. So 49-7 the final. Ledgers moved to 4-0, 2-0 in the Flyway. Lemira has gone final. They moved to 2-0 in the Flyway. Big win over WLA. Have not heard that Campbell Sport and Mayville has gone final yet. That was a 6-point game at the last check, so that game could have gone either way as the 4 teams kind of continue their race for the Flyway crown. And again, the loser of that game, I totally understand, you don't want to lose that. Brad kind of said it earlier, you don't want to lose that game, but it's not the end of the world. With as deep as we believe the Flyway to be, if you believe, as I do, that there are 4 teams that could win this thing, one loss may not be the end of the world. You'll recall 3 or 4 years ago when we had a 3-way tie for the conference championship between Springs, Campbell Sport, and Mayville when all 3 teams were really good. You could end up with something like that again this season. So anyways, Springs does their job. They stay unbeaten. They remain, or you would expect them to remain, the 3rd-ranked team or higher in Division 5 coming up next week's poll. And good win for Springs, comprehensive for the Ledgers here tonight, 49-7, the final. AirTech presents our next game broadcast. No matter which type of heating system you have in your home, the knowledgeable techs at AirTech Heating can perform a timely repair if things go wrong. Go to radioplusinfo.com to view the complete schedule. Couple of volleyball games, one on Tuesday, Randolph volleyball, Thursday, some Waupun volleyball. Then next weekend, Fondy at Kaukauna, Campbell Sport at WLA. That should be a good one. Williams Bay at Oakfield. There are a few other, Adams Friendship is at Waupun next week. And North Fondy is here at Fruth against St. Mary's Springs. So there you go. That is the AirTech next game broadcast here on RP Video Sports. That's going to wrap things up here from Fruth Field for our Fox Valley Savings Bank postgame show. Appreciate all our sponsors up and down the line. Thanks to Colby and the crew for getting us online tonight and work punching all the buttons, making Brad and I sound better than we actually are. And appreciate Athletic Director Rettig always setting us up with the best at Springs events. So appreciate all of them. Appreciate both coaches talking before the game with Nick, and I appreciate you tuning in this evening. Final score from Fruth, 49-7. Springs gets a big win over Laconia and stays undefeated. Jordan King saying so long. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching Springs versus Laconia, and you've been watching on RP Video Sports. Good night.
FBS Bank is here to help you achieve your dream of home ownership. For a limited time, we're offering home loans with just $595 closing costs plus title. Whether you're buying a new home or wanting to refinance, our experienced team is here to assist you. Visit our website at fbsbank.com or give us a call at 1-800-242-7880. Our friendly and experienced team will help guide you through the journey with FBS Bank. FBS Bank, banking made personal.
Listen to 95 and 96.1 The Rock on your smart speakers. Just ask your device to play WTCX. Or listen on your smartphone by downloading the free TuneIn Radio app. Everything that rocks. 95 and 96.1 The Rock.
Listen to Sunny 97.7 on your smart speakers. Just ask your device to play WFDL FM. Or listen on your smartphone by downloading the free TuneIn Radio app and searching WFDL FM. Songs that make you feel good. Sunny 97.7.
Anders Auto Parts, your locally owned bumper-to-bumper auto parts store serving the Fond du Lac area since 1956. Experienced and knowledgeable staff ready to serve you. Anders Auto Parts features PPG and Shopline Auto Paint along with PPG Versalon commercial paint. Quality name brand auto parts. Anders Auto Parts, your bumper-to-bumper auto parts store at 16 West Sibley Street, just off North Main Street, behind American Family Insurance.
Integrity Saw and Tool is a proud sponsor of Fond du Lac area sports. They wish the best of luck to all local teams this fall and winter. Integrity prides itself on being the fastest producer of high-quality cutting tools and providing the most reliable sharpening service in the industry. If you're looking for a challenging career with excellent benefits and a family atmosphere, contact the team at integritysaw.com. That's integritysaw.com.
We need play at all ages and stages of life to keep us and our communities healthy and happy and full of energy and excitement. At Burke, development, research, design, innovation, wellness, and connection guide us each and every day and help us bring the highest level of play to the communities we serve. Play gives us the power to connect. It tells us anything is possible and that we are always capable. The time is now to play.
Thanks to our Radio Plus Video Sports sponsors.
Edward Jones Fond du Lac Advisors, Musa Sheet Metal, Quest Interiors, Sargento Cheese.
American Family Insurance Agent Brad Tagliapietra, Bauer Chiropractic, BCI Burke, Bob's Pizza.
Bristol Morgan Bank, Addison Jones Real Estate, Cole Oil and Propane, Dufresne Moving and Storage.
Roush Insurance, Smith Builders, Marco Tax Service, AirTech Heating and Cooling.
Andrews Auto Parts, Taco Bell, Fox Valley Savings Bank, Holiday Automotive.
Dynamic Chiropractic, Rademan Stone and Landscape, Everson Law Office, Hopper's Screen Printing and Custom Embroidery.
Winnebago Lutheran Academy, Integrity Saw and Tool, Fondy Family Dental, Into the Woods Wellness.
St. Mary Springs Academy, Lens Truck Center, Fond du Lac Credit Union, Marion University.
Right Way Home Improvement, New Medical Center, Scotty's Auto Works.
National Exchange Bank and Trust, Pizza Ranch, Silica for your home, Pino Construction.
Real estate agent Brock Fleischer. Back in action.
Camera Casino.